Yeah. How you doing? What's your name? Kenny. Home broadcast of the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Dodge City Conquistadors. We are finally back in the Jack after 3 long weeks. The Tritons got that baby blue tops on with the navy blue bottoms. Conquistador decked out in all white with purple helmets today. I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you for the entire football evening for Saturday NJCAA football. I cannot wait for this one. Wow. We just saw high school regular season wrap up for high school just a moment ago, actually this past Friday night, and now we're ready to get into Saturday football for NJCAA. Following this week, there will still be 2 more regular season events heading in for that. We'll have a matchup home against Iowa Western next Saturday. That will be at 3 p.m., and then the Tritons will hit the road for their final regular season contest of the season against Highland Community College. That will be November 5th. So we're getting down to the wire of having games at our own turf out at Dodger Stadium in Fort Dodge, Iowa. If you've yet to come out live in person to a game, I ought to suggest you got to. The environment is so awesome. The band does such a fantastic job over here. And, man, I'd love to be a Triton, especially on days like this when we have some recruits visiting and we can show our talents and hopefully get some big-name talent when trying to impress them over a victory over Dodge City. Dodge City, they've struggled a little bit this season. It will be interesting to see how they will pair up today taking on the Iowa Central Tritons. I believe in the Tritons to snap their losing streak, as that's what's been going on so far, a 2-game losing streak. It started October 8th when they took on Coffeyville Community College, where they lost to them on the road 47-30. Then they lost to Butler Community College 41-24. Tell you what, the Tritons, they haven't gotten a single loss at home so far on the season, and they do not want to make that happen. Not against Dodge City, and specifically not against Iowa Western next week. But we got to focus on the task at hand today. The Iowa Central Tritons, heading in this one, they average 275 passing yards per game, 180 rushing yards, around 39 points per game, ranked at number 15 on the season. Their current overall is 4-3, and the Tritons are 1-0 in their conference standings. Now, allowing points per game, just last time, this past September 25th, the last time we had a home game here at Dodger Stadium, where the Tritons beat DuPage 53-3, they were giving their opponents less than 20 points per game. Since then, they've allowed close to 30 points a game, 27.4. That's something that they can definitely improve on when trying to snap this losing streak today. This is a contest where Dodge City has a lot less football players on their roster, but we cannot treat the little dog like it doesn't have anything. I see as the Iowa Central Tritons go out with the captains, Cal Weideman is one of them out there. I missed the rest of the numbers, but I tell you what, I'll make sure to get them once I see them. I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you the rest of today. We got Donnie on camera. Rusty is running the stream back in the trailer. We've got some students from Iowa Central Community College helping out today as well. Beautiful day at Fort Dodge, Iowa. It certainly is fall. We see some trees out there along the landscape with some missing leaves. We see a different bunch of shades, whether it's yellow, green, orange. It's a little windy as well, blowing about 5 to 10 miles per hour into the north. We're getting ready to go for the coin toss here. Let's see what'll go. It's flipped. It's tails, and the Conquistadors have won the toss. The Iowa Central Tritons look to receive. We'll see exactly where.
Has won the toss. Will defer.
Yep, Dodge City will defer, so they'll take the ball in the second half.
Central will receive. Shake hands. Good luck.
Well, there you go. Tritons, like I said, trying to snap that 2-streak losing streak. I got some stats to bring up here, but first, how about we break down the starters for the Iowa Central Tritons. On offense today, we're more than likely going to see Zach Marker come back out on the field. He has struggled with injuries. He's had a injury-riddled season so far, but I'd love to see him get back to it and hopefully get a victory today. Zach Marker should be starting at quarterback today. At tailback, it'll be Jaden Washington. Wide receiver 1 will be Desno Washington. At the wide receiver will be Travis Isaac. In the slot, And as a flex player, we'll see Cal Weideman at tight end, Colton Hogg. We'll see Jamarian Wheeler as well as another extra receiver if we have a 4-receiver combo package on like a Hail Mary style of a package. For our offensive line, we'll see Jack Wilty, Reese Steele, Elijah Heatherston at center, Noah Howard, and Ashton Travis as the starting 5 out on offense. And for defense for the Iowa Central Tritons, we're going to start with the edge rusher, Blake Whaley. Our secondary edge rusher on the left side, Deontay Bryant. Our nose tackle will be Cody Schmidt. Our buck, who plays a hybrid on the line and as a linebacker, is Rex Van Wy. What a season he's had so far. As a true freshman, he's looking like he's going to end with All-American honors this season if he keeps it up. Strong side linebacker will be Noah Epley. The middle linebacker, Lawan Miller. Weak side linebacker, Demetrius Walker. Tony Brodnex will get the start at cornerback today, followed by Cavante Fowler. We will have Jacob Camacho back. He's struggled with injuries early on this season as well. And hopefully we'll see Elijah Graham start as well at strong safety. Now, he has had some injury concerns as well. I even remember the last time we had a home matchup against DuPage back in late November, both of our starting safeties got injured mid-game, so we got to find a way to keep our players healthy too, because that certainly has been a cornerstone piece that the Tritons have had to deal with so far this season. But without further ado, here's the kickoff. Heading deep towards the 15-yard line. That's going to be fielded in by Travis Isaac. He'll be tackled at about the 27-yard line. The Tritons will start with a 1st and 10.
Travis Isaac.
Here you go, 1st and 10 for the IC3 for today. 14 minutes and 57 seconds are on the clock. We're playing 15-minute quarters here in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Let's do this. Looky here. Marker, I guess, must have been dealing with some injuries, so we'll see a new starting quarterback in. That'll be Amarion Bartlett today. Marker has been a sub in. He has been the go-to starter this season. Let's see how Bartlett starts. They'll swing it over to Desno Washington, who's up there and receiving touchdowns in the NJCAA. He led the NJCAA last year in receiving touchdowns, as he was one of just 2 receivers with 10 receiving touchdowns, currently standing at 5. 2nd and 3 now. Ball on the 34-yard line on the Triton side. They're moving from left to right. On your video monitor, handoff, Walter Wilbin. So Wilbin gets the first handoff. He's the secondary running back who has really had a great season so far as well. Gonna have to look out for him, as well as that Murray. Murray's fantastic too. I haven't seen him in a play yet. There's been 2 so far early on, but we see Murray a lot as a 3rd down back. That's your first Triton first down of the day. It's 1st and 10. Ball's at the 46-yard line on the Triton side. Bartlett is in the gun with Jaden Washington. Doubles on each side. Back to pass, stepping up to avoid pressure. He's going to go short. Oh, right out of the hands of the intended receiver, as that was intended for Isaiah Haslett. That one just got right by. Really nice pass deflection that time over on the Conquistador side. I'm going to give that pass break up to number 31 on their side, starting linebacker in Dwight Nundo. 2nd and 10. Tritons are at their 47-yard line, looking to cross the 50 for the first time today. Bartlett back to pass. He steps up. He's going to keep it for himself. Tucks the ball and runs. It's going to be a pickup of nearly 5. Let's see how generous the refs will in spotting him. Shout out to the referees today. They get to travel the country, see so many fantastic places, especially in the Midwest, around Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, Missouri. They're stacked up in Fort Dodge today. Here's a 3rd and 6, ball on the 49-yard line on the Conquistador side. Tritons approaching the purple territory. Setting outside to 14, 1st down and more. That's a new receiver. That's Zane Johnson. Wow. I like it. Get some new guys involved early on. Zane Johnson has not been a starter this season, but he'll get the 2nd catch of this ball game. Bartlett looks like he's going to come out in the gun. And George Sims is in, doubled up with Desna Washington off to the strong side, and they got trips to the weak side. Lone Ranger is Amarion Bartlett with an empty backfield. Bartlett's back to pass. He's going to sling it short. That's to George Sims, who makes the catch. and is tackled at the knees after the gain of 2, maybe 3. Really like the offense so far from the Iowa Central Tritons. They're just going with that dink and dunk style and doing those zone reads for their tailbacks. It's working out very well, and more and more as they approach the end zone, I can't see them change it up. They'll stick to an empty backfield. Bartlett stands alone. Trips to the left, doubles on the right side of Bartlett. He's back to pass, looking left. He'll fire deep, deep for Haslett. Haslett brings it in, no! Just out of his hands. There's a flag in the backfield.
There's a penalty marker on the play.
Now I missed it. I had my eyes on the ball. Either roughing the passer or holding is most likely going to be the call. See what the refs talk it over here with. If you just joined us and you're just in the nick of time, this is NJCAA football on this fine Saturday evening. Got to an early start here. Kickoff was at 11. The 15th ranked Tritons are taking on the unranked Conquistadors on Iowa Central's home turf at Dodger Stadium in Fort Dodge, Iowa. I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you the rest of the way through. Here's the call.
Personal foul, number 11, defense.
Wow.
Hit to the head.
Personal foul against the defense, hit to the head.
Automatic first down.
Personal foul against the defense, hit to the head. So that means early on, those personal fouls, they will cost you big time. You get 2 personal fouls as a single position player, then you're kicked out of the game, and you can no longer go on to play. 12:20 remains in quarter number 1. In a heavy pistol set, they'll send a Hogue in motion off to the left. Jay Wow gets the handoff, tries to go with Hogue, but he's clobbered at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle that time was Big 11, Davwan Dezeme. That's something that we're going to have to look out today between Davwan Dezeme and their other edge rushers. They really know how to get to that C gap, that B gap along the outside perimeter. So far, Tritons have had an effective run game. That was the first time it was stopped. Here's a 2nd and 10 now, ball on the 16 on the Conquistador side. Going to fill a gap to the right is Cal Weideman. They got doubles on the left side. Bartlett with a read option, keeps it for himself, holding on and running like Vic. Senior got to a first down. As you notice that, I liked what Bartlett did there. He didn't tuck the ball away. He kept it until he crossed the line of scrimmage as if he could have thrown it. We see so much nowadays, teams implementing the RPO, the run pass option. You want to try to fake those secondary players on defense to try to get a step back. Then you can get an extra yard or 2 and even possibly a first down out of the exchange. That's what Bartlett did. Unfortunately, there's a flag on the play, so we're waiting for the call here. Beautiful day to play football in Fort Dodge. It is a little windy, blowing into the north. That's where the Tritons are headed. Here's a 2nd and 16. It's a hold against the Tritons. In the gun, they'll send trips to the left side off a motion. Wide receiver screen. That's to Haslett. Haslett makes a catch and moves forward. Haslett has 3 targets already with 2 receptions, getting up to 10 yards now already.
Jamison Jones with the tackle.
Jamison Jones on the tackle for Dodge City. 3rd and 11 now, ball on the 17-yard line.
For the Tritons.
11:05 remains and the clock is ticking. Tritons doing a good job with time management as well, not just moving the football, but that's key too. Look at this heavy stack. 4 receivers marked to the left side, another wide receiver screen. That time it got sent to the tailback, Walter Wilbin, who will be tackled near the line of scrimmage.
Walter Wilbon.
Really nice job from Dodge City to pick up on that. Notice how many players were stacked on the weak side of the football field. They sent 5 over there, and there was just that one guy that sniffed it out and tackled Wilbin after he gained just 2 yards. 4th and 9 from the 15-yard line. Huge play here. What will the Tritons do? They're looking to go for it. Trips to the strong side, doubles stacked on each other to the left. Bartlett's back to pass, looking for the end zone. Steps up to avoid pressure. He has to let it go. Incomplete pass. Great coverage and great rush. Once again, the first man there was Davwan Dezeme. DeVuan, what he did there is he hit low at the legs of Amarion Bartlett, drug him down, and Bartlett, who tried to just flip it over into the end zone, just couldn't get there in time, and Desna Washington was a few steps behind. Incomplete pass. That's a turnover on downs. Otherwise, that was a 12-yard drive that went nearly 5 minutes. There's 10 minutes and 4 seconds remaining on the clock now in quarter number 1. Here's the first drive over here from the Conquistador side. You got to watch out for the dual threat quarterback, Grant. Inside zone to start us off. Sorry, I apologize. Grant Chicharron, fantastic dual threat quarterback. He's a really tall kid as well. Great athlete. 2nd and 13 following the loss of 3. Conquistadors are going to be primarily in the gun and the pistol. They don't line up much under center, as they'll stick right here in the gun. They got doubles on each side. Tritons are showing a 4-man front. You see James Williams is out there as a rusher. There's a halfback lead draw. It's going to be a gain of a few as he broke the line of scrimmage. On the carry that time was Jalen Smith. They try their best to run like a West Coast offense to get as many backs involved as possible. Smith gets the first yard on the Conquistador side. Here's a 3rd and 6. Just a minute and 10 seconds into their opening drive on the purple side. They're moving right to left on your video monitor. In the gun, trips to the left and a lone receiver to the right. Going over the middle of the field, tipped up in the air, go for it, go for it. Oh, and what a catch. What a fantastic catch by Cameron Timmis. Timmis with a fantastic catch. Bobbled it in the air. I was trying to yell for Oski to get them to pick it off, but on a second effort, Cameron Timmis made the grab and got the first down. Chicharron is in the gun. Split ends on each side. They'll hand off to an inside zone, trying to break free outside. Fowler was the first one there. Also at the bottom of the dog pile was, see who it is, still trying to get him up here. Looks like it was Tate.
Joshua Tate with a stop for the Tritons.
It was Josh Tate. I do notice Josh Tate is at safety today, strong safety, as Elijah Graham appears to not be starting today. Maybe he'll get some action later on. Here's a 2nd and 7, ball on the 31-yard line. 7:35 remains. Chicharron back to pass, going under and towards the flats. First man there was Rex Van Wy. You don't want to go one-on-one against him in one-on-one field, open field. He's going to step out of bounds after he picks up 3.
Rex Van Wy with a stop for the Tritons.
It was Carter Riley who made the last grab for the Conquistadors. Like I said, Rex Van Wy, he's our buck player. He's huge, 6'5". He can cover you like a cornerback, and he can hit you as hard as a freight train. In the gun, trips to the right. Chicharron's back to pass. He's looking to his right, and he will fire an underneath route, and he'll trip. Oh, that's going to bite him in the butt. Made the catch that time. It was 80. Martavius Cook was with the reception. Just going to be a gain of 1, and he would have had a room to get the first down. That's unfortunate for the Conquistadors. But now it's going to be a 4th and 3, ball on the 36-yard line on the purple side. Here's the punting unit on each side where Isaiah Hazlitt is back deep to return, standing on the 30. Hang on now, we got a timeout. See what side it's on. The Tritons will take a timeout. There must have been a misalignment, or maybe they believe a fake could be coming their way. It's early, you never know. Like I said, Tritons ranked at 15th heading into the game today. Rest of their season looks like Iowa Western on the 29th, and then in November, They'll hit the road against Highland Community College. These Tritons have had to fight through a lot of adversity this season. They're the only team in NJCAA football that have started 4 different quarterbacks now in a single season. They've played 5 different quarterbacks. And that's not including crunch time either. Now, I'm sure when you talk about crunch time, there may be a team or two that has played up to 5 different quarterbacks, but not including crunch time, like actually playing them because they need them, 5 different quarterbacks. Here's a punting unit. Isaiah Hazlitt's back deep to return for the Iowa Central Tritons. The kick is up, high in the sky, going towards the 30-yard line. Hazlitt makes a fair catch at the 32.
33-yard line where Iowa Central takes over.
First and 10 for IC3. We just saw a 5-play drive from the Conquistadors. Started with 10 minutes on the clock and 4 seconds. There's 6 minutes and 47 seconds. So that's about that's close to a 4-minute long drive. Not too bad. Triton shaved off more with their first drive. They shaved off more than 5 minutes. Here they go with their second drive now. Read option. Bartlett keeps it for himself, tries to follow the right guard, but it's not going to lead anywhere. It was a nice block by Noah Howard, but he was contained that time. Props to this sled dog team over on the Iowa Central Tribe. They've done a great job this year moving the chains out on offense. Triton offense couldn't do it without their offensive linemen, of course. There's an inside zone. Walter Wilbin will carry it forward for 2 yards. Here's a 3rd and 5 now. Ball on the 30. It's like the 38-yard line. 3rd and 5 from the 38. Now is the time to score heading into the north. Tritons are going with the wind. This is going to be a tough battle going against it. It's just going to pick up more and more throughout the day. Currently around 5 miles per hour, but there's those hard spots that hits about 10 miles per hour coming in hot. Bartlett back to pass. Destin Washington open over the middle of the field. Catches on the 40-yard line, still on his feet, stiff arm, and he's in there. 62-yard touchdown from Desna Washington. The Tritons strike first. Big Dez gets it done early. That's going to bring him up to 6 receiving touchdowns on the season. Go Big Dez.
Congolo Menkamba into attempt the extra point for the Tritons.
By the way, before we get into the, well, let's let this PAT happen. There we go. Congolo Menkamba to kick. It's up, and it's good. 7-0, 5:35 remains in quarter number 1. I want to shout out the volleyball team, by the way, that has done so well for the Iowa Central Tritons. I see some new records have been broken. Caitlin Steffes has broke the all-time kills record while in a Triton uniform. That happened earlier this week, this past Tuesday, as their season's still going on. Jory Hayek is now 6 all-time in digs, both surpassing over 1,000 in each category. Those 2 ladies are studs. I've been lucky enough to broadcast for them my first 2 seasons as a college kid. Now that I've graduated, I haven't been able to, but I've seen only the best from them on YouTube. As you do know, we do broadcast each and every home game, meet, event for Triton Athletics right here on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. And we'll continue to do so throughout the rest of the fall and winter season. 7-0, the Tritons strike first. 5:35 remains on the clock in quarter number 1. Dodge City trying to tie it up at 500 this season. Like I said, they're sitting at 3-4 this season. They've yet to pick up a win on the road. They've had 2 contests before this. They're 0-2, and they need one here. In an opponent that the Tritons will see the following week, in the very first game of the season, Dodge City took on Iowa Western, where they lost to them, where Iowa Western hosted them. 46-0 was the final score. The Reavers with a huge victory. So that could put us into some pretty good perspective of what the Tritons could see heading into next week. As we know that we'll see the Reavers next week. Iowa Western beat them 46-0. Currently, the Tritons strike first. They're up 7-0. About 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. We'll see how that pans out the rest of today. Here's Chicharron and crew from the Conquistadors. Own 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for them. Gonna have a curl route. Gonna be caught and moving forward. Might be enough for a purple first down. Let's see what they give him.
Jacob Camacho with the tackle.
It was Jalen Rose Hanna that made the grab and ran forward, and he does have just enough for a first down, a pickup of 10. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. It was Jacob Camacho on the tackle. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remain in the first quarter. It's ticking down quick here. In the gun. They're going to give it to him on a zone. Can't find an open hole, and he's blasted by James Williams and Noah Epley. There's Jalen Smith on the carry once more. It's awesome to see Dakari Randall back in a Triton uniform, as he's been injured as well. He's a 2-year starter at middle linebacker. He had All-American honors last season. Since he's been out about half the season now, he hasn't been able to put up those similar stats, but the way he's played, it's still top-notch, 5-star level. Back to pass, Chicharron goes over the middle of the field. Wow. I mean, perfect throw. Tackled down by Rex Van Wy, who's going to get him right on the behind. He slipped it right through Jacob Camacho, who was the secondary man on coverage. Dakari Randall was also there trying to swat down the ball. That was a perfect zip from Chicharron. 4:15 remains, still 7-0, but here go the Conquistadors approaching the Tritons' red zone. It's 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line on the Triton side. In the pistol with doubles to the left. Halfback toss, working outside. Crack block, he's still running. Wow. Love that design of a play. You don't see very many halfback tosses out of a pistol. There was a really nice crack block that time by James Hanna, a wide receiver over on that left side. But then there was Fowler right there to make the tackle. 2nd and 3 from the 20-yard line now on the Triton side. They'll stay in the pistol. There's a blocking back in formation. Going to be used as a tight end, it looks like, in Carter Riley. Doubles to the right side. They do hand off. Halfback draw. Dakari Randall will get the tackle.
Jalen Smith on the carry.
That was Jalen Smith on the carry again. He's got most of the workload. I would have expected more of a committee today, as that's what we have primarily seen, but every handoff so far has gone to Jalen Smith. He got hit hard, and he's going to lose his lunch over on the sideline. They will bring in a 3rd down back now. Number 37 gets his first look of the day. That's Darius Chester. In the gun, 3rd and 2. Doubles on each side. Chicharron with a soft flat route. That's going to get him in. Touchdown. He scores from the 19-yard line. James Hanna gets in, makes the score. That was a really nice route, and Hanna was great this drive. He's who laid down that crack block. He's who made that really nice catch early on in the first drive for the Conquistadors. Probably would say that he was due for a touchdown, and he got it there as he just ran straight into the flats. I could even say he sprinted into the flats. He looked for the ball, did a great job at making the catch before trying to run with it. And then by the time, oh, fake. We got a fake here. Going for 2, trying to truck him in. Triton sniff it out. Wow. Conquistadors trying to get sneaky against the Tritons. It's not going to pay off in their favor. Tritons keep the lead 7-6. But as I was saying, James Hanna, he was due. Nice throw from Chicharron. Didn't have to do anything crazy, just kept it simple. There was a crack block, and he just waltzed into the end zone. That's what brought the 19-yard receiving touchdown from James Hanna. 7-6, 2:35 remains in quarter number 1, and the Tritons will receive the kickoff momentarily.
That was Isaiah Dropping back deep for the Tritons.
It's Trevor Isaac and Isaiah Hazlitt who are back deep to return for the Iowa Central Tritons. .235 remaining on the clock. Got the dance team and cheerleaders loud and proud in the baby blue of the Triton side. Really good attendance today, too. The band has been rocking. I talked with Coach Salat, who is a cross-country coach at the high school level for the Gales, and he told me how he could hear the Triton band warming up before the game. That was at about 9 in the morning. They take their prep very seriously, as they're fantastic, one of the best in the nation. Here's the return from Isaiah Hazlitt.
Hazlitt on the return.
Returns from the 20, gets it all the way to about the 32, where he might have got forward progress. Let's see where the refs place him. As that also took 6 seconds off the clock. Here's the third drive from IC3. 2:29 remains in quarter number 1. 7-6. First and 10 from the 34, so they did give him some extra change. And here's a new quarterback in. This time it's Zach Marker, who I would have expected to start today. And, you know, the Tritons, you know, maybe they're just trying to switch it up, go back and forth, because Bartlett has had a good game as well, unless he got injured on the previous play, which I wouldn't have seen on offense. I think they're just trying to keep Dodge City on their toes. Could I maybe say this is possibly a trend for the future where the Tritons will show a committee at quarterback for the rest of the way through? Possibly. Each quarterback plays a little differently. Zach Marker has a great arm. He was the primary backup to Byron Jarrett, the NJCAA All-American and Offensive Player of the Year his sophomore year for the Tritons last year. This is Zach Marker's third season because of the COVID year. He's a great kid. He'll hand off to Wash, who'll break the plane and get past the 50-yard line. That's another Triton first down. First and 10 from the 49-yard line on the Dodge City side. Marker's back to pass. He'll swing it over. Cal Weideman still on his feet and moving. He'll be tripped up as he'll get it to near the 35-yard line. Should be enough for another Triton first down. And it is. Tritons wasting no time to move in Dodge City territory. As this is the fourth play of the drive now. In the gun, trips to the weak side. Desna standing alone to his right. Marker back to pass, pulls it from his belly. Looking downfield, he'll step up and move with it. Juke move, staying on his feet before he's tackled to his lower hip on the back side by a defensive tackle, 99. Malcolm Wright made the tackle after the pickup of 7. Here's the 2nd and 3 now from inside the 30-yard line. Looks like on the 29. Pistol, handoff to Jaden Washington. Busts a move outside. He'll be swallowed up towards Wilty, the left tackle. He's a tough kid. Never have I ever seen Jaden Washington go down off the first tackle. He's always bouncing off defenders, and that's another example of that as he carried 3 for a gain of 2, nearly getting the first down. 3rd and 1 from the 26 now. 30 seconds remain in quarter number 1. Washington hands off, and he blasts through. It was 27, the free safety Bobby Arnold III, who made the tackle there. 7-6, 20 seconds remain, and the clock is ticking to close the first quarter. Tritons trying to get 6 more in before the close of it. 7-6 in the pistol. Weideman. Give us the free play. That's something I wish would have happened if we got that snap off just a bit sooner. We would have had a free shot to the end zone, but nope.
Offsides, defense.
Offsides on the defense. It's against 22, who was lined up on the line. That's on Jamison Jones. Here we go now with a 1st and 5 from the 13-yard line. That does stop the clock with 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Got to get the snap off, and, well, they try to go with a hard count. The clock did resume, and that'll close the first quarter. The first quarter score is 7-6.
Dodge City 6.
The Tritons will take a little break. They'll take a little drink. And we'll be back with you in just a minute to continue the play-by-play action for the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Conquistadors out of Dodge City. This is Triton Nation's YouTube channel. For the Iowa Central Tritons, this is their third drive of the ball game as we're set to go to begin the second quarter. 15 minutes are on the clock. So we got a 1st and 5 situation on the 13-yard line on the Dodge City side. Look at Dodge City now, showing a zone look. That means there's going to be a soft spot somewhere, and he found it. Zach Marker to Jamarian Wheeler. Perfect. Right over the middle of the field, found that soft spot I was talking about. It looks like Dodge City showed a cover 2 zone as they tried to target more so of the flats. That's what the Tritons have been really targeting so far early this game, the flats with wide receiver screens, bouncing outside off of inside zones or short little dink and dunk curl routes. Well, the Tritons go over the middle of the field or towards over the middle of the field, found that soft spot that no safety was covering and hit Jamarian Wheeler for a 13-yard receiving touchdown. Here's a PAT from Congolo now. Buenacamba gets the kick up, and it's good. Tritons take a 14-6 lead. Well, there you go. What a way to start the second quarter with a touchdown pass. Zach Marker throws it down to Jamarian Wheeler in the end zone. Triton Nation, if you're just joining us for today's broadcast of the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Dodge City Conquistadors, welcome. Tritons got a 14-6 lead at home in their second to last home game of the season. The Iowa Central Tritons will look to move ahead forward to take on a conference rival, possibly what I'd say their biggest rival in Iowa Western next week, but they got to finish the task at hand today. I'd also like to see the Tritons move up in the rankings. They're currently ranked as low as they've been all season long, ranked at number 15. They've been as high as number 6 on the season. Is just last year, NJCAA football switched to what FCS does and FBS at the Division I level, taking the top 4 teams into a playoff-like schedule to playing a BCS-type style of a national championship game. That just switched last year. It's the second year of them doing it. Oh, muffed return. There's Hannah. Here he goes. Tritons, you know, with them sitting where they're at so far with 3 losses on the season, I'd hate to say it, but more than likely they won't have a good enough record with 3 losses already to move on to play in top 4 play, but they certainly can have an opportunity with a winning record to close out their season with an opportunity to play in the Graphic Edge Bowl down at the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Hannah returned it to the 34-yard line. It's 1st and 10. 14 minutes and 51 seconds remain. Here Coach Conley calling on the sideline for a switch, telling his DBs to motion backwards more. Oh my goodness, what a blast. Great tackle that time. Jalen Smith was on the carry. Josh Tate was a big hitter. That blasted him near the 40-yard line.
Gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 4. Sorry that I got my leg out there in your way.
14 and a half remains in the second quarter. hear Dakari Randall yelling, watch power, watch power. That's what they run. And looky there, Dakari Randall was the first man to get there. LaJuan Miller was there to follow with Deontay Bryant. Tell you what, man, Dakari Randall, he's a vocal leader. She's a kid that gets it done on game day and off game day. Even when he was injured, he was a big part of the Iowa Central practices, trying to motivate the kids and the underclassmen to keep on pushing, keep on working.
Timeout.
There's a timeout. Dodge City will call their first timeout. Each team has 2 remaining in the first half. So they call it with 13 minutes and 53 seconds remaining for the rest of the way through. We'll keep it right here. Dodgers have taken a 14-6 lead. As we got some results. Hey, these results courtesy of my main man, Donnie, helping me out, who's primarily a cameraman, but we got some results of some NASCAR races, also the Iowa Hawkeye game. I see in the first quarter of the Hawkeye game, Ohio State is up against Iowa with 8 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, 10-7. For the NASCAR race today, William Byron is in first place, Christopher Bell in second, and Chase Elliott, he's in third. We'll see. Going to be exciting for that one, for NASCAR the rest of the way through there. That's something I've seen all over my social media feed is Daniel Ricciardo everywhere, the F1 racer trying to get into NASCAR. Here we go, back to football, though. So we take our quick intermission there and the timeout. It's 3rd and 3 for Dodge City. The ball is on their 41-yard line. They're moving left to right on your video monitor, and they're going to show an empty backfield for the first time today. Chicharron with trips to his left and doubles to his right. And he's got legs. Got to look out for it. Tritons they show 5 on the defensive line, but only had 3 going. Oh, nearly picked it off was Fowler. That would have been a great pick. It looked like that there was just some added pressure to Chicharron. He tried to throw it down to a short curl route, which would have been enough for a first down. It slipped through and hit the turf before Fowler could have picked it up. And if he did pick that off, he would have been gone. That would have been an easy 6 points. No one was in front of him. 4th down and 3 now at the 41. Isaiah Hazlett's back deep to return for the Tritons. We got to watch out here. There's been one special teams fake already from Dodge City. Oh, my goodness. Who was that? Almost getting the block. Logan Williams, I believe. No, that was Lively. Hang on. No, that wasn't.
Tritons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
That was actually Colbin Miller almost blocked the punt. Wow. He might have even got a fingertip on it. It was a really nice punt. That's something that Dodge City does do very well in, is punting. They had an All-American punter last season. He's going to pin him deep. Oh. (14-6), 13:40 remaining in the first half. Zach Marker's the quarterback that'll take the field for the 4th drive for the Tritons. The Tritons will look to start on their own 20-yard line, getting that touchback. Got a dead ball. This play's called dead. The false start is my best guess. Dodge City's coming out to check what's going on. Oh, they're moving the Tritons back, matter of fact. Let's see what they call here.
Legal motion against the Tritons to make it 1st.
It's an illegal motion against the Tritons. Okay. 1st and 15 from the 15. 13:40 on the clock. Continuing to show zone is Dodge City. They got stacked receivers to the right and a lone receiver left. Oh, wide receiver screen, but no one is open. They got to run with it. Zach Marker moves up the middle of the field.
And gain a yard on the play.
Malcolm Wright was there with the stop. He gets his 2nd tackle of the ball game.
2nd and 14.
2nd and 14 from the 16-yard line. And that play was really well covered by Dodge City. They knew what the Tritons were trying to do. Oh, and here's a heavy pistol formation now. Oh, and look at this. They'll send Wilbin out in motion to the right, and they're going to have a quick fire pass over towards, it looks like Desna.
Pass is incomplete.
No, that was Travis Isaacs.
Isaac, the intended receiver.
Isaac has dropped the ball. It's incomplete. 3rd and 14 from the 16-yard line.
3rd and 14, Tritons.
This is the longest 3rd down conversion that the Tritons have been faced with today. As they've started this 4th drive for them today out on offense pretty slow. In the gun, doubles on each side, and they're stacked on each other. Showing 3 rushers. Oh, marker got him to jump, right? I say that's against defense on number 3. See what they call. I think it's on Aubrey Williams. I thought I saw him move first, but.
Legal motion is the preliminary indication against the
Oh, and they will call it against the offense.
3rd and 19.
Must have been leaning a little forward in Jamarian Wheeler, who had the touchdown pass earlier. It's tough. You got to watch where you're standing when you're stacked on top of each other. Now it looks like they're running something new. In the gun, trips to the right. Wheeler's lone receiver to the left. 3rd and 19 from their own 11. Tritons back to pass with Marker. Marker steps up to avoid pressure. He fires over the middle of the field, and that is high and away.
Marker's pass intended for 6.
There's a flag in the backfield. Geez, here we go with these flags. With that 3 plays in a row now with penalties. First 2 were against the Tritons. Holding against the Tritons, it's declined. So that'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 19 from the 11-yard line. 12 minutes and 45 seconds remain in the 2nd quarter. Really great stop from Dodge City. Here we go. Colvin Miller gets ready to punt. Snap is off. Nice down block as Miller gets it to the 40-yard line, where it takes a Triton bounce and lands on the 42. Dodge City will take over 1st and 10 at the Triton 42-yard line, so they get their best field position to start this day. And 12 minutes and 35 seconds remain on the clock in the first half. So like I said earlier about that field position, that's huge for Dodge City. They had that All-American punter last year. He's since graduated, but now where they punted the Tritons inside their own 20-yard line, 2 penalties, costed the Tritons to be within their own 10-yard line, and now they set up in Triton territory to begin their 4th drive. Really great situation from the Conquistadors. Taking a shot deep on the first play of the drive. That one sent to 80 on coverage was Fowler. Martavius Cook was the man intended on the streak route. It was a little overthrown. 12:31 remains in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 42.
Pass was intended for Martavius Cook, falls incomplete.
In the pistol with doubles on each side. Inside zone, blasted before the line of scrimmage, and there's a flurry of Tritons there. Demetrius Walker. Who else is there? I see Perry was there. Holy smokes, Noah Epley was there. Williams. And at the bottom of the pile, I saw Bryce Austin. He's that big fella, number 0. Interior defensive tackle, nose tackle, you could even call him. Triton's showing a 3-4 look now with 2 deep free safeties in zone coverage. Trips to the left and a lone receiver out right. Chicharron back to pass. Fires a post route. Would have caught it near the 25-yard line. Noah Epley and Josh Tate were there on coverage. Chicharron's pass incomplete. It's a 4th and 11 now. And here comes out Eisenberg in punt formation, the new punter who had a great punt a drive ago. So there you go, back-to-back 3-and-outs from the Conquistadors. A score there would have put them in great opportunity to tie it back up, but got to execute. Eisenberg with the punt. Oh, this is a great punt. What a great punt. Oh, it's still on. Oh my goodness. Bounced on the 1-yard line. It looks like the first runner that was down there to try to down the ball just thought it was heading for the end zone and didn't get a second attempt on it. That's a touchback. You got to finish that play. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Here's the 5th drive for the Triton offense in the first half. 11 minutes and 35 seconds remain. In total, we've seen back-to-back-to-back 3-and-outs now, as this second quarter is moving much slower than the first. So we are 15 minutes away from noon now. Washington gets the handoff. He bounces outside following a block from Noah Howard and Ashton Travis. Down blocking. It's a pickup of 6. 2nd and 4 from the 26 now.
Brought down by Jameis Jones after a gain of 6.
That was Jamison Jones, the D end, on the tackle. He's got 3 tackles now, leading the Conquistadors in solo tackles. In the pistol, and handoff. That one's going to Washington. He's going, and he may be gone on his feet, moving, grooving inside the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Jay Wow.
Touchdown!
Big fella with a 74-yard rushing touchdown. That's what I mean when I say Jay Wow. Oh, hang on.
He must leave the field for one play.
Someone's helmet did pop off during the play. I was too focused on the touchdown score. I miss who it is, but it looks like the Tritons will go ahead and try out for the PAT. Go Jay Wow. Kongolo Mubweke lines up for the PAT. Brendan Kamba. Kick is up. And it's good. 21-6, 10 minutes and 53 seconds remain. The Tritons will kick off shortly. Wow, what a score. I also noticed that I'd like to bring up that the Iowa Central Tritons brought up another new quarterback in the mix, Justin Silverstein, who's had a great season. Silverstein started the season coming into this one as possibly the 4th string quarterback. Last year, he was the scout team quarterback. And he has done so well this season, filling in for Zach Marker, winning the backup battles. If there has been one, he has got to start a few games. And he even leads the Tritons in passing yards so far this season. Heading in this game, he has 456. As he's the 3rd quarterback to be thrown into the mix now for the Tritons. 21-6, 10 minutes and 53 seconds remain as we wait for the kickoff on the Triton side. Well, obviously, early on, the Tritons' defense have sniffed out Dodge City. If it wasn't for that miraculous catch that Dodge City had on their 2nd drive of the ball game that was bobbled in the air, I really don't think they would have continued to get drives. I think that kind of knocked the Tritons off their feet. They had them when they were beaten down, and they scored quickly after that off that 19-yard receiving touchdown from Hannah. And there's that wind playing a factor again. But otherwise, it's been all Tritons all the way through. 21-6, 10 minutes and 53 seconds remain. And this is interesting. Kongolo Brendan Kamba is going to kick it off. Primarily used just as a PAT man. We've been using some other kickers to kick off the football. But Kongolo will get a shot now. Here's the kick. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm going to say a muffed kick. Went about 5 yards.
Onside kick is recovered by the
Must have hit off the tippy toe of Kongolo. Jacarius Scott was the hands player who made the play. And looky here. Conquistadors going to start up in Triton territory at the 43-yard line. Last drive, they got to start at the Triton 42. now at the basically same spot, just a 1 yard difference. You got to make a score here if you're the Conquistadors. Something that's been really vital into them not moving the football as well is they just lost their tailback a moment ago in Jalen Smith. He got blasted by Dakari Randall right in the gut, made him lose his lunch. He's been sitting out since. And look at that. Get your hand on it, big fella.
Pass is incomplete.
Chicharrone's pass is incomplete. Blake Whaley was the man with the swat. It's too bad that they didn't try to throw a screen. If he threw it behind him, that would have been a fumble. Deontay Bryant would have been there to pick it up and to take it to the house. Here's a 2nd and 10 now. 10:48 remains in the first half. In the pistol. Doubles to the right, lone receiver off to his left. Inside zone. And rung down towards the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
37 on the carry.
They might have given him 1. They will give him just 1. 3rd and 9 now from the 42-yard line.
Dakari Randall on the stop.
It's Darius Chester, who's been the primary back, filling in for Smith since he has left the game due to some illness. Hopefully we'll get to see him back into this one. I'll make sure to report if I do see him suit up once more. I see he's stretching and warming up his legs on the sideline. Chicharrone fires to his left. Oh, my goodness. Did he hang on to that? Fowler with a huge hit. Demetrius Walker was there to lay down. Oh, my goodness. He did make the catch. That was a fantastic catch made by Martavius Cook. Wow. That time he just kind of scuffed it and held on to it with his shoulder pad, trapping the ball from being able to move. That's a pickup of 18 yards. 1st and 10 on the Triton 25 now. Trips to the right, lone receiver out left. They'll hit him off a short little zig route. Looks like, yep, Jalen Hanna was the man on the catch. Had that touchdown earlier. He's a sneaky player. We'll have to look out for him later on. There's a lot of times he'll line up in the slot. That's what he did there. Made a 5-yard grab. 2nd and 5 from the 20-yard line on the Triton side. Conquistadors are moving the rock. 9:15 remains in the second quarter. In the gun off to the left. Fumble! Jump on it. Chicharrone will.
Chicharrone with the fumbled snap.
Fumbled snap. And the Conquistadors lose what they got from the first down play. It's now going to be a 3rd and 10 from the 25. It's about that execution. It's been the story of the day, the arch heel of the Conquistador offense so far. In the gun, doubles on each side. Timeout. Yep, Conquistadors, they'll burn their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining in the first half. The Tritons also have just 2 remaining in the first half. So far, what the Conquistadors need to do on offense is I feel like they're trying to go for these one-and-done plays. And I'm not saying that's bad. Keep the Tritons on their toes. But right now, the Tritons have just simply snuffed out their game plan. They need to find a way to maybe get out of their comfort zone, maybe flip some plays, run off to the left rather than the right every now and then if you're the Conquistadors. Got to do something to get the Tritons off their feet. Otherwise, the Tritons, as long as they stick to the game plan, they've been phenomenal. The only plays that have really gotten them are those fantastic grabs that the receivers have been able to make from the Conquistadors. And they have really good wide receiver depth. The Dodge City Conquistadors do. Coming out of the timeout, it's 3rd and 10 from the 25. 8:35 remains in the first half. I heard an update for the Iowa game. Ohio State is up against Iowa 16-7 before the half. Here's Chicharrone back to pass. He's firing to an out route. That one through the hands, incomplete. Demetrius Walker was there on coverage. Martavius Cook couldn't hold on to that one that time.
Pass incomplete, intended for Crook.
And Walker proves him there with that old adage, fool me once, Shame on me. Fool me twice. Shame on you. As he attempted to, that's for sure. It's not going to work. Shame on him. Here's a big field goal now. Kicking it from the 32. That's a 47-yard field goal. Wow. Kick is up. Looks left. Is it good? It is. As it just sneaks in a little skinny 21-9. Huge field goal. That made by number 14 over on their side. That's Jackson Gerbart on a 47-yard field goal. Triton defense has been phenomenal, man. 2 drives where Dodge City has now started on the Triton 40-yard line, and they've only held them to 3 points out of both of those drives combined. Wow. It's 21-9. Remains a beautiful day, and the wind is picking up in Fort Dodge, Iowa. 8:25 remaining in the first half. Back deep to return for the Tritons. Isaiah Hazlitt. And it looks like Trevor Isaac. Looks like from the 35-yard line, the Conquistadors will kick it.
Colton Eisenberg to kick off.
And they're actually going to send over a man. They're going to send over Cook, Martavius Cook, to just place that and hold the tee of the ball. It's windy. What's the over-under for kickoff balls being knocked over today? Anyone take a bet there? So far, we've seen 2. Eisenberg for the kickoff. It's traveling back deep and ends up in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. First and 10 from the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. So we get ready to go here. $8:26 remaining as the Tritons approach their 6th drive on offense. No switch up at quarterback here. Justin Silverstein will remain in. Walter Wilbin is in as tailback. There's George Sims. He goes in motion, lines up as a wingback. Over the middle of the field, Desna Washington catches and runs off a slant. That might have been a designed 3-yard slant, but he's going to get 15 yards out of it. Desna Washington is making Dodge City pay. 21-9, 8:10 remaining in the first half, and the clock's ticking. Handoff to Wilbin, trucks 2 men over, and he's going to have enough for another Triton first down. Holy smokes, back-to-back 10-yard gains from IC3. The Tritons are punching them while they're down. Conquistadors looking to make a man miss. Sims try to hit a dance move. Going for the wide receiver screen. Looks like he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but that'd be about it.
Swing pass to Sims.
2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. In the pistol. Bunch look. Bunch look. No one is spread wide. Trips to the right. And a receiver to the left.
One on the play brings up 2nd and 11.
And that was a designed hard count, evidently. And now they'll send their intended receivers out wide. Empty backfield now even. So they'll send down, looks like Sims as another slot receiver to the left. Uh-oh, running backwards. Silverstein just going to have to let it throw away. Looks like he got out of the pocket. Yep, he did. Nice footwork from Silverstein as he ran around before he made the throw. Silverstein, an interesting story. He was recruited as a baseball huge recruit to play for Western Kentucky, and that's about as good as it gets for baseball. Down in Western Kentucky as a pitcher, he decided to take his talents to Iowa Central, where he walked on to the football team. Here he is now. In his sophomore season, he's been able to start a handful of games, leading the Tritons now in passing yards so far this season. As he now goes back to pass. Rolling to his right. Looking downfield now. Over the middle of the field. Picked off. Picked off by 32. Hogue is there to make a tackle. He can't get it done. Someone's got to push him out of bounds. He will. Adrian Hardy makes the interception.
Late penalty markers on.
There's a late penalty marker on the play near the line of scrimmage. But once again, it is Adrian Hardy who made the interception over the middle of the field. Uh-oh, Dodge City gaining momentum. They're going to talk over what the penalty is. Iowa Central defense has taken the field. There's the noon alarms, if you can hear that, on the broadcast. Sirens going off in Fort Dodge. 21-9, 6:45 on the clock, and oh my goodness. Against Dodge City, it looks like.
Preliminary indication, a block in the back after the interception.
Block in the back following the interception. Once again, the Conquistadors shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. You could have started in Triton territory if it wasn't for that block in the back. Sometimes in football, you're just your own worst enemy. 6:46, it's 21-9, two-possession ball game. And here come the Conquistadors on their sixth, no, their seventh? No, it's their sixth drive of the first half. They're going to start on the Triton 39. 6:46 remaining in the first half. Jalen Smith has yet to sub back in as they continue to work with Chester. There's about a 5-yard out route. That one with a new receiver sent over towards Jackson. No.
Tyrance Crutcher.
That's Tyrance Crutcher who made the catch.
Jalen Celestine with the stop.
There we go. 6:25 on the clock in the pistol. Looking for a stretch, counters to his left, and he'll be blown up before the line of scrimmage. Oh, well, they give him forward progress. They will give him 1 yard for the extra effort. Okay, well, there you go. 3rd and 2 now, ball on the 47
57 on the carry.
of the Conquistador side.
Now by Perry Slater.
Perry Slater was the man on the tackle.
81, 32.
3-4 look. Show and zone in their back four. They'll drop it down low. Going towards an underneath route towards the flats. It is complete to Jalen Rose Hanna. Conquistador saying they have the first down. Let's see what they do.
Right with the stop.
They will give them the first down, but nothing more.
1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 49. They made exactly what they needed to get that first down. They're still in their own territory, soon to cross the 50. Doubles on each side now. In the gun. Back to pass. Just going to dump it to a little swing route for his tailback. Chester moving forward, still on his feet. He's going to have a first down and more. Chester. Wow. Great work from Chicharron to just dump it off a swing pass to his backup tailback. Chester makes one man miss, carries another on his back before he falls off, and then trucks forward for pickup of 11. 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line on the Triton side. Conquistadors are gaining momentum, looking long. End up going short and blasted by Dakari Randall. Oh, right to the back. That's going to be a stinger. It's going to be sore in the morning. Ugh.
Pass complete to Jalen Rose Hanna.
And Jalen Rose Hanna once again made the catch. He leads them in receptions on the day with 5. Dakari Randall, dude. I wouldn't want to mess with any of these football players, but If I could have the first pick of who not to mess with, it'd be Dakari Randall for sure is up there. Rex Van Wy, Noah Epley. No. 21-9, 4:05 on the clock. And Drug in the backfield. Noah Epley was there on the tackle.
Bryce Austin with the stop.
Also on the stop was Bryce Austin. Nose tackle in there. Here we go now. 3rd and 7. Need a stop here. Trips to the left in the pistol. No, in the gun. Lone receiver off to the right as well. Back to pass. Going over the middle of the field. No one is open. Avoiding Epley. He will have to just force it downfield where no one is there. Throws it away. It's a 4th and 7 now on the 37.
Noah Epley putting on the pressure there for the Tritons.
Yep. Noah Epley was there that almost got the sack. A few times they've gone back to pass. Epley has been one of the key guys there. Here's the punt. Hazlitt is back deep to return for the Tritons, standing on the 5-yard line on the Tritons side. Eisenberg to punt it. And it is up in the air, coming down hot towards the 10-yard line. Let's see where they mark it out at. It'll be a 1st and 10 with 3:15 remaining in the second quarter.
Ball's going to be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10.
I hear it'll be marked out at the 13-yard line on the Triton side. 1st and 10 with 3:15 on the clock. The Tritons have not started with good field position at all today. Not once have they. Really as good as the 30-yard line, which was the opening drive, is how close they've started. We got a new quarterback in. Amarion Bartlett, who started the game, is back in. He's going to sling a little curl route.
Bartlett's pass incomplete.
That was incomplete to Zane Johnson. She's an Iowa native out of West Des Moines. .312 remaining. It's 21-9. Nice size of a crowd that Dodge City got to bring over as well, rooting on their purple. Curl route to Desna. Desna still on his feet, moving. Gets past the 1st down and more.
Takes out to the 32-yard line.
As he'll take it to near the 32-yard line. When in doubt, spread it out to Desna Washington, and he'll get you the 1st down and more. That's easy. Easy money. Under 3 minutes to go. It's ticking. Read option. Bartlett. Oh, RPO. Look, that was a funky play. Bartlett has a way of really swerving with his hips to try to keep defenders off balance on which way he may be going, which is really nice for a ball carrier, but that time, that even threw me for a loop. And I think because of the way he swivels his hips, it led to an awkward throwing motion. That's why he overthrew the receiver off to the right hash by so much. Trips to the left, lone receiver right. Uh-oh, fumble, got a jump on it. Got a scrum for the football. Got a scrum. Penalty marker on the play. 97 was there to get the tackle. You could call him for a sack as well. That's Mazzio Randall, true freshman for the Dodge City Conquistadors. They're waiting for it. It's going to be 2nd and very long, you'd have to assume, unless a personal foul.
Personal foul.
It is a personal foul.
Number 46 of the...
Personal foul on 46 of the defense. That's against Jacarius Scott, who is a linebacker. Now the mic did cut out. I didn't see what the personal foul, what it was. But there you go, we'll take that. Would have been about a 2nd and 20, maybe even more than 20. But now it's a 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line on the Triton side for IC3. Moving to his right, Bartlett blasts through. He's got his runners and gets it for another Triton 1st down, crossing the 40. Uh-oh.
on the court.
Looks like Bartlett's down.
Triton first down. Timeout for an injured Triton.
Bartlett's going to get checked out.
Marion
We are getting later in the season. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Coach Montalto is going to go out there. Looks like they're going to help him up right away. Bartlett does stretch out his leg. He is walking on his own power. As he gets an ovation from the crowd. I'm going to say that it was possibly just a cramp out there. As he is bouncing up and down now on the sideline. That will bring in a new quarterback for the Tritons. Let's see who they'll roll with. Marker has sat out the longest now. Let's see. It is Marker coming in. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line on the Dodge City side. In the pistol, doubles on each side. To the left, they're spread out wide. Handoff with an inside zone. Jay Washington going to have to bounce it outside. As he runs all the way around about 4 defenders. All of those weak side linebackers couldn't even catch him as he bounces out of bounds, which would have been a loss of near 3. He brought it to a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 now for the Tritons. In the gun, doubles to his right. Tight end in motion. Hogue is spread out to the left as another blocker. Washington gets a 3-yard curl and moves forward. Looks like he's going to be enough for a first down. We have a flurry of flags on the field. Lots of dirty laundry. Saw a flag in the backfield, one at the line of scrimmage, and I also heard a reaction from the Triton crowd, possibly on the tackle.
Offsides.
Offsides against the defense. Okay, just.
First down.
So that was declined. I guess it was offsides on the defense. It was kind of a late flag. If the Tritons offense picked up on it sooner, they could have had a free shot to the end zone. Uh-oh, that's a big loss. What a tackle by 52 now. Who's that? Harrison Halder on the tackle.
Second and 21.
That'll make it 2nd and 21 now after the loss of 11 from Washington. In the gun, spreading the receivers out wide. They got doubles on the right. They'll send Weideman in motion from the left side. Oh, double reverse. He's going with a George Sims. Has blockers. Marker lays a block, but oh, he just gets wrapped up behind him. It's turning into a physical ball game. Wow. Love it. Marker with a down block. Colton Hogue got a down block all the way near the 15-yard line where he laid a guy out. Couldn't get past that first defense, though.
Bobby Arnold III.
Great communication from Dodge City and Bobby Arnold III, who had the tackle, who is their free safety. That's what you need. You underestimate how important those sideline players are and those coaches to be loud and those fans to call for those reverses and where the ball is. 3rd and long. Marker keeps it for himself on his feet. He's scrambling. It looks like he's going to have enough. Let's see where they place it. Needs to get it to the 17. They place it on the 15. That's enough for another Triton. First down. 32 seconds remain in the first half. We're in crunch time. Tritons have 2 timeouts remaining. Conquistadors have 1. Here we go. The refs have to get set before they resume the game clock. And that they are now. Inside zone. Wilbin goes up the middle. I hear a timeout. I hear timeout from Coach Montalto. The Tritons will take it. Discuss their game plan as they have now made it within the 15-yard line, approaching the 10-yard line of the Conquistadors. Jacarius Scott, who had that personal foul earlier, by the way, made the tackle. The rule is you get 2 personal fouls. NJCAA football in a single game, you're kicked out the rest of the game. So they're not going to want to let another one slide for their starting weak side linebacker, Jacarius Scott. 26 seconds remain in the first half here. There's going to be a great halftime performance by the band coming up here. Make sure you stick around for that. So we're coming out of a Coach Montalto timeout. 2nd and 6. Ball is on the, looks like the 11-yard line. Yep, the 11-yard line of the Dodge City side. Triton football moving into the south, into the wind. They'll send Wilbin in motion. He'll run a swing route. Looking short. They'll fire for Desna. Desna, really long.
Marker to Desna, Washington.
He needs to get to about the 4 or 5 yard line for the first down.
Can be marked off.
See where they mark him.
Right
It's on the opposite side of me. I don't know if you could have.
First and goal. Triton.
It is a 1st and goal. Those long arms of Desna Washington are going to pay off as he reaches forward for another Triton first down. 1st and goal inside the 5. Matter of fact, the ball is on the 5 yard line. Doubles to the left. Desna is lined up as a slot receiver. Wilbin goes in motion, runs a swing. Look for him, look for him. They find an open man. It's Colton Hogue with a touchdown in the back corner of the end zone.
For the touchdown to Colton Hogue.
Colton Hogue scores off a 5 yard streak route. I'll give that a fade, matter of fact, as he did a good job at just giving it some time before running his route. So wait for the PAT from Congolo Mbwenenkamba. Triton score with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Congolo's kick. It's up, and it's good. 28-9. Tritons lead it before the close of the first half. There are still 15 seconds remaining. I wonder what Dodge City will do with it. I'd like to break down that touchdown for just a second here. What I meant by, I'm going to switch it to more of a fade route, is in the goal line like that, what Hogue did was he was lined up just to the outer end of the right tackle, right? That right tackle being Ashton Travis for the Iowa Central Tritons. He waited a second before running his route, kind of acted as if he was trying to block, and then he counted that 1/1000 and then moved forward for his fade route, and that's what left him open, is there was no linebackers to cover him, thinking that he was rushing. That resulted the linebacker to rush and left him wide open. And even me, you heard me saying, find him, and fire it. So he was in the back corner of the end zone. I also saw Walter Wilbin was open in the flats for a swing route. Couldn't guarantee if you could have scored there or not, as he would have had to beat 3 guys to the end zone. A really nice drawn-up play. Great job of waiting, Zach Marker. Zach Marker now has 2 throwing touchdowns on the day. And here's a kickoff. Mbwenenkamba, ooh, lands out of bounds.
Kick goes out of bounds. Ball be placed in the 35-yard line first.
Went out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's going to set him up on the 35-yard line on the Dodge City side. 15 seconds remain. Well, if you're Dodge City, you can take some shots, maybe a trick play, or you can just head out into halftime. The offensive coordinators are leaving from Dodge City. I can take a guesstimate that possibly they're just looking to clock this out. Well, I don't know. They are lined up in the gun. No, they do need it. Yeah, with the offensive coordinators leaving from the away booth, I would have expected them to probably not be running a play there. So there's your halftime score, 28-9. The Tritons lead it out at Dodgers Stadium, but they got to still keep their foot on the pedal heading into the second half. Here go the band now to perform another fantastic halftime performance. We'll be right back with you to begin the second half momentarily. I'm Hank Ambrose for Triton Nation on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. Your home broadcast of the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Dodge City Conquistadors. We're getting ready to go for the second half. We're loud, we're proud, cheering on our Iowa Central Tritons.
We're Dodge City. Delay game.
Oh, delay of game. On the kickoff? Come on. How many times a year does that happen? Delay of game on the kickoff. Well, that happens every so often. Well, it just happened to begin the second half. That's going to move back the Tritons just 5 yards, kicking from the 30 rather than the 35 now, as they've been very successful in the first half. Tritons had 4 total touchdowns, and we saw the Conquistadors also score just 1, also had a field goal. The 1 touchdown that came from the Conquistadors was a 19-yard receiving touchdown that went into the flats by Jalen Hanna. For the Tritons, we saw a 62-yard receiving touchdown from Desna Washington as they were left lacking over the top. A 13-yard receiving touchdown is also what we saw from Jamarian Wheeler as he found a soft spot in the defense in Zach Marker. We also had a 74-yard rushing touchdown from Jaden Washington, and then we saw Colton Hogue had a 5-yard fade route that went in for the end zone for a touchdown as well. 28-9. And what brought it to 9, by the way, is the Conquistadors tried to get sneaky and faked the PAT, trying to go for 2. The kickoff is going to get the Conquistadors to begin their opening drive of the second half at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, ball on the 30. They hand off to Chester to begin ball game. The ball game, the second half. Looks like for a gain of 1.
37 on the carry. Rowan Bitter with the stop.
Randall was there on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 31. 14-15 remaining in this third quarter. Look at that wrap up by Rex Van Wy. That is Division I worthy. That's why, as a true freshman, he has been scouted by places like New Mexico, UNI, among very many other Division I schools. He's a kid who's going to go far in his football profession. 3rd and 8 from the 32 now. Conquistadors are back to pass as they fire. Pass intended, looks like for, a new receiver. That's Landamian Starks. That was his first target of the ball game. That one's going to be a little short for him. It's going to stay 28-9. Here's a 4th and 8 now. So a 3 and out, which will lead to a punt for Eisenberg and the Conquistadors for the opening drive of Dodge City. Isaiah Haslett back deep to return for the Iowa Central Tritons. Here we go. Big kick up over towards Haslett.
Haslett with the fair catch.
He's going to have a fair catch past the 35. It'll be 1st and 10 for IC3 starting on the 38. Starting on the 38-yard line, 13:31 remains. Oop, wrote in the wrong spot there. 13:31 remains. They have Zach Marker come out onto the field, who closed the first half as the quarterback. Did not get the start today, as the wind has picked up. Another 5 miles per hour. We're getting closer to about 15 at its windiest. Inside zone to begin the drive, and look at the power from Walter Wilbin. He's going to have a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 now from the 43 of the Triton side. Tritons moving into the north. That's left to right on your video screen. In the gun, Weideman is in as a wing back. They got doubles to the left and a lone receiver out right. Inside zone. Blasting forward again. What would have looked like a loss of 1 or 2 looks like it's going to be a gain of 2.
That's going to move the chains for a Triton.
No, that's even going to move the chains on an extra effort. Wow. That's a pretty generous spot, I'd say. I would have said he was pretty close, but from where I was looking, I didn't think he was that close enough for a first down, but we'll take it. RPO, Marker steps up and fires. He'll just throw it away. 12.5 minutes remain in quarter number 3. If you just joined us, you tuned into Triton Nation's coverage of the Iowa Central Triton football team, taking on the Dodge City Conquistadors. I'm Hank Ambrose with you for this fine football evening. 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line now on the Iowa Central side. Iowa Central was so successful. Goodness, excuse me. Iowa Central was so successful when targeting those outside flats, those dink and dunks, keeping Dodge City on their toes. The inside zone and quarterback powers have been phenomenal as well, like we see right there from Marker, who's still on his feet moving. Now I say that one is a lot closer to a first down.
First down.
Come on, give it to him, and yes, that's another Triton first down as they cross the 50-yard line. 12:05 remaining in quarter number 3. It's 28-9. Tritons, 42 yards away from adding 6. Trips to the left, doubles on the right. The doubles are spread wide. Oh, hit him in the back. George Sims. It looked like there was some confusion between the two, between Marker, Sims, and I'd maybe even add Desna. It was designed wide receiver screen for Sims to block, and that he did. And Desna, he did a back step. Now, the ball was placed, and maybe it was just an inaccurate pass. The ball was placed about 3 or 4 yards in front of Desna, away from where he would have been able to catch the football. Oh. Here's the Tritons now with a 2nd and 10. Empty backfield. Marker hits Wilbin in stride. He's running. He's going. Chug-a-lug-lug. Roll out the red carpet. That's 6. Walter Wilbin finally gets in for a 42-yard receiving touchdown off just a little dink and dunk curl route even. He was left wide open. She gets in there. I also like to add that's Walter Wilbin III. As I talked to Walter in practice just earlier this week, and he brought up, I'm the 3rd, and it'd be nice if we could bring that up too. 34-9 at the touchdown score, where Marker gets his 3rd touchdown pass of the ball game. Congolo's kick is placed down well from Jacob Camacho, the holder, and it's good. 35-9. 11 minutes, 43 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. The Conquistadors have gone so quiet to begin the 2nd half. Large part of that, once again, I believe, is due to them missing out on their starting tailback, who left early, well, about midway through the 2nd quarter, I'd say, who's Jalen Smith. Looks like he had some sickness. He got popped in the gut real hard, and now he's been without wearing his pads ever since then, ever since he was taken out of the ball game. Now, he did walk off to his own power, and he has been jumping up and down and stretching and being vocal. Flu-like is my best guess. 35-9, 11:43 remains in the 3rd quarter. Kicking from the 35 is Wahey.
Liam Wahey kicking off for the Tritons. Jalen Rose-Hanna.
Jalen Rose-Hanna is back deep to return. And Crutcher, too. They're going to let it just bounce in the end zone. There's a touchback.
First and 10 for Dodge City.
1st and 10 for Dodge City at their own 25-yard line. Got to get something going here. Have to. I tell you what, they had 3 situations where they started on the Triton 40-yard line, going with the wind, not even into it, but with the wind. Couldn't convert on there. I mean, I got to say, Triton defense has been superb today, but that just shows Dodge City not in it. Got to find some heart, some soul. See what they do here. Chester off to the right hip. In the gun with Chicharron. Play action pass, pulls from the belly, and hits a little dink and dunk outside. Demetrius Walker was there to wrap him up.
Sweet pass complete.
And that's going to be a gain of just 1, it looks like. They will give him 1 on an extra effort.
Demetrius Walker brings him down for the Tritons.
2nd and 9. And boy, I tell you what, you want a solid zone linebacker? Demetrius Walker, he's your guy. He's like a bounty hunter. You just tell him to have a required target, and he'll seek out his guy. Get it done. Lawan Miller on the rush. Here he comes, hot. Oh, boy. I tell you what, Dodge City is lucky that they rushed to the left side of the football field. If they rushed to the right, they would have been blasted by Lawan Miller, who's a sub-middle linebacker, who's been able to start as he filled in earlier on for, as he's been able to fill in earlier on for Dakar Randall.
Brought down by Lawan Miller.
35-9, 10:55 remains. We got a flag on the play. And I think it was thrown after the play was called dead. I thought I saw some extra shoving on the ground. Still waiting for the call, though.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
Defense, number 92. 15 yards.
So it's unsportsmanlike conduct on number 92, but Deontay Bryan is the one that came out.
Number 92.
What? I think it's 96. We don't. Well, our 92 is a kicker, so I believe they mean 96, which is Deontay Bryant, who's a star edge rusher for us. We're definitely going to not want to have a lot of time with him missing any action. He's a star player. 1st and 10 now for the Conquistadors. They're set up on their own 43. Look at Chester, still running. There's James Sticks Williams on the tackle to finish him off. Lawan Miller got the legs, and Rex Van Wy got the midsection. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8
Miller on the stop.
from the 45 on the Conquistador side.
Number 37, 2 yards on the carry, brings up 2nd and 8.
Interesting to see that the Triton defensive outlook hasn't switched up despite the sub-ins at linebacker and edge. Still running the 3-4. In the zone. Back to pass. Oh, just wasn't anticipating the football that time. And I don't blame Chicharron. He had to get rid of the ball. And the beauty of that, Tritons only sent 3 guys, but still were able to apply a whole lot of pressure from those guys like Bryce Austin, Williams, and at the back end of it, Blake Whaley. But then, just at the end of the day, Martavius Cook was not ready to catch the football. Flat dropped it. 3rd and 8 from the 45. Big conversion here. Chicharron back to pass over the middle of the field, makes a catch in the grab, and he's still running. Still running.
Middle caught by Gregory Genros.
That's Gregory Genros who makes the catch.
Rex Van Wy on the stop.
Rex Van Wy on the tackle after the 2 broken tackles. That was impressive. Genros, he caught the ball, but then bobbled it and then grabbed it in the air and then moved with it, while simultaneously breaking 2 tackles. Some really good concentration. Inside zone, Chester blast. Looks like it was Austin that got him there first. See Dakar Randall subbed back in. Now out comes Cody Schmidt now. So he's going to give Austin a little rest. In the gun. Heavy on the strong side. They got double spread out wide to the right and 1 to the left. Showing man coverage now. Oh, really nice. Great footwork, kept it in bounds. Really good catch from LaDamian Starks.
LaDamian Starks.
And that's a first down and more for the Conquistadors.
Play will be 1st and 10 from 32.
1st and 10 from the purple, for the purple. So we're going to have the AD, Coach Kevin Twait, join us here for the commentary side just a little bit. 1st and 10. Back to pass. Chicharron tries to lay it short. Dakari Randall's there. Oh, forced a fumble? Well, they called him down. If we had a little review of that play, maybe could have went there our way.
Pass is rolled complete to Jalen Rose-Hanna. Dakari Randall credited with the stop. Give him 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
AD Coach Kevin Twait joining us in the commentary right here on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. I'm Hank Ambrose, of course. Coach, it was nice to see you today.
Great seeing you, Hank, and thanks for what you do for our live stream. You add a lot for us, and we certainly appreciate it. Look at that. 99 comes off the edge, left defensive end, took the ball right out of the quarterback's hand, and it's Triton ball.
That's exactly right. You're a good luck charm, man. Since you've been up here, there's been 2 forced fumbles.
I love it.
The true freshman James Sticks Williams, which is a nickname, he's a kid out of Missouri who was a really highly touted recruit that the Tritons got to bring in. How about that? That's his 2nd forced fumble so far this season as a true freshman.
You know, sometimes those big offensive linemen have trouble against those tall, lean, quick guys. And he beat him with speed, just being around the edge and the big, long arms. He doesn't have those long arms. He probably does not knock the ball out, but he does. And length is so important in football. When you're getting your hands on balls, knocking stuff down, and getting separation from a blocker. And you can see that for sure with number 99.
Certainly, that was quite impressive what they were able to do there. And well, now it's Triton football off the forced fumble. They take it over on their own 35. Oh, fake play. Cal Weideman with the throw. Lefty down to Colton Hogue. Holy smokes. Where'd this come from?
The old reverse pass, huh?
Love it.
Coach Montalto, he was digging in the dirt a little bit at halftime.
Yes, he is.
Great call. You know, we just get a big turnover. You surprise somebody, and we're getting after him right now pretty hard.
The beauty of that is that's now the 4th guy that has a completed pass this game for the Iowa Central Tritons.
You know, Coach does a great job developing quarterbacks. He's
Oh, yeah.
Faith in 4 or 5 different quarterbacks we have. So, you know if you come here and play, you're going to get an opportunity to run the ship and man the ship. And he plays all 4 or 5, and a lot of times he'll play 4 in the same game. So
that's what I was saying.
Kudos to Coach Montalto for having that faith in these guys. Oh,
that one.
Beautiful pass. You don't see Desmond do that very often. A crossing route. Desmond Washington, a tremendous receiver. Just quite frankly, didn't look it in all the way and dropped it.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. He's going to want that one back. But, hey, he had a touchdown earlier to make up for it, so that's okay.
No, he's a difference maker. He's a game changer. There's no question about that.
Certainly. I just saw he picked up his 11th Division I offer this past week.
Incredible. What our staff has done, offense and defense, and propelling our student athletes to new heights and giving them opportunities that they didn't have coming out of high school from 4-year schools is marvelous, and that's great for recruiting.
Oh, yes.
Just a quick pass out there to number 7. Who's number 7? I can't remember.
It's Jamarian Wheeler out there.
To Jamarian, who's a dynamic athlete. Just a quick one of those things where you're trying to put him one-on-one, and credit their defensive corner. Their defensive corner made an unbelievable play, and now we're sitting here at 3rd and about 10.
Yep, 3rd and 10, but we're in the red zone, 20 yards away from Sweet 6.
We come out kind of a bunch doubles formation, so it makes you think we're going to have an out-breaking route of some kind, because you have to run an in-breaking route typically from a bunch formation.
Now those dink and dunks have worked.
Empty, running back motions out to the empty part of it.
Marker steps up.
Really a nice throw.
Pass complete.
There you go. Got that down to Travis Isaac.
Little crossing route there to Travis Isaac, and nice thing is picked up about 6 or 7, so it makes it like 4th and 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Boy, Marker really stuck in there. I mean, he knew the second he let go of that rascal, he was going to get drilled. He got drilled, but guess what? He just followed through, did his thing, and now we're 4th and 3, and Coach didn't hesitate. There's no field goal unit out there. We're going for it.
Let's do it. I love it. I love staying aggressive early. It's 35-9, but we want to put our foot to the pedal.
Yep.
Got trips over on the weak side. Cal Weideman stands alone to the right. Got a little jet sweep for Cal. Cal running forward.
Got it.
Spin move and in. Boy, Cal's been the guy this drive.
Yeah, nice little shovel pass. And what he did, you see a lot of high school kids that try and circle the field and go all the way outside. No. It's 4th and 3. You see green grass, put your foot in the ground and get north and south, which is what he did, and got his 4 or 5 yard gain to pick up the first down.
Certainly, and that's exactly what he did. He's pristine. He's packaged. Cal Weideman.
I love it. He's a great player for us. 1st and goal now on the 7 left hash mark. Got Whitefield out here to the right. Same formation, kind of a bunch. The doubles look, motion back and forth a little bit. We're still in the doubles look. Oh, beautiful. Wide open to flat. Wide open number. And you can see George Sims. George Sims for a touchdown. There's so much room out there when they bunt to the wide when you bunch your doubles real close to the tackle. That the defense has basically about 40 yards of width to cover, and a linebacker cannot handle number 3. It's not going to happen.
And he's speedy, man, and that just adds to the tally of the amount of receivers with receiving touchdowns today. That makes it, what, 4 now? 5? Got Colton Hogue, got George Sims, Desna Washington, Jamarian Wheeler so far in the day, all with a receiving touchdown.
Just tremendous. We had that long touchdown run earlier, too, so great.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how that baby got through, but it,
wow.
It didn't go end over in like it's supposed to. It didn't get real high, but at the end of the day, it went through the yellow things, right?
That's right. Kongolo Mbeke, he made it in. He's 100% on the day for PATs. 42-9 early. There's 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. I got to say, that kicker, Kongolo Mbwenkamba, he's got a great story. He's a kid who's originally from the Congo. Later on in life, he ended up moving to the U.S., over to California. He even lived in New York in middle school. This is only his 5th year of playing football.
Unbelievable.
And he is a star kicker, a true freshman for the Iowa Central Tritons, and he's making the most of his work down here in Iowa Central.
Yeah, he's done a great job for us. And he's done a great job, as you know how to say his name. I've tried to say his name about 50 times at different events, and I've fumbled it every time. And you're spot on, Hank, as always.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate the heck out of that.
Yeah.
Really, really great to see today. After 2 tough losses down in Kansas, our guys
sure.
had a great week of practice. Refocused, re-energized. We're going to play in the backyard. We love playing here at Dodger Stadium in the backyard. And to take care of business. Right before the half, instead of being up 21-9, that touchdown to 28-9, then the first possession of the third quarter after we force them to punt, we score. That really breaks the team's will.
Yeah.
Score last series of the second quarter and first series of the third quarter.
Oh, you better believe it. We are certainly in Dodge City's head today. I feel like that was something that the Tritons struggled with on the road with their trip to Kansas this past few weeks, the past 2 weeks on their two-loss streak. Now, some extracurricular. It's our starting tailback out there, Jay Wow.
Well, what happens is frustration setting in a little bit. Dodge City played a tremendous first quarter and a half. They really did.
Yeah.
They played their tail off for a quarter and a half, and now you're looking up there and you're thinking, okay, we're down 42-9, and frustration sets in, and you just hope nothing silly happens on either side. You don't want to get someone ejected, miss the next couple games, and obviously if you're an Iowa Central Triton fan, we have Iowa Western coming to the house next week at 2:30, and the last thing we can afford to do is get someone on a silly penalty ejected that would prevent them from playing in a great big game next week for our conference championship.
And being an Iowa Central fan, a teammate, family member, we know that against Iowa Western and anything is huge.
Oh, baby, look out. It's great. I tell you, we had great coverage there. We were playing zone defense, 3 deep zone with a guy underneath in the flat, and he's right there. The quarterback lofted it about 6 inches over his outstretched hand.
Oh, yeah.
Put enough touch on it for the receiver right by the boundary. Just a beautiful throw and catch. Really not hard to defend that one unless you're in man-to-man coverage, and I see us playing a lot of zone here with the big lead.
Certainly, yeah. We got Chicharron in the backfield, their starting quarterback. He's a tall kid. He can make those throws, certainly. There goes a handoff. That one to Chester.
Looks like you got a first down on that thing. Nice little 3 or 4 yard zone, inside zone run and play up the middle.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chester has been a really good sub-in, as he has subbed in for their starting tailback who left the game about halfway through the second quarter, and Jalen Smith.
Yep. They've They've got some good football players. Anytime you play one of these Kansas teams, whether it's Dodge City, Highland, Butler, Coffeyville, Hutchinson, whoever it is, eat a big breakfast, as they've got some guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they really do.
Certainly. Back to pass. Looking to his left.
Oh. Tell you what, defensive end did a wonderful job, was rushing the quarterback, saw the quarterback's offhand leave the ball knowing he's going to throw it, got his hand up and about intercepted it, knocked the ball down. It's going to be a little swing pass to the running back, and tremendous play.
There's not very many things I love more than watching the big fellas run.
Yo, man,
that's for certain.
Fun. That was Andrew Portillo out of Aurora, Colorado that made that play. Once again, he's a freshman out of Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah, I see we got some more sub players in more and more throughout this contest. Noah Epley still in, our star linebacker. See rushes there. Oh, nearly got the tackle. Maybe gain a 1 or 2.
Little outside zone running play now. When you're a defensive coordinator, and Coach Conley was my D coordinator for many, many years, was my D-line coach when I coached prior to him becoming D coordinator. It's 3rd and 8 right now. They're going against a strong wind. It doesn't get any better than this if you're the D coordinator. You got the whole defensive playbook. You can play soft, you can blitz and play man, you can do what you want. So I'm anxious to see if Coach dials something up here if you're going to sit in our soft zone defense.
Well, looks like I see kind of a cloud coverage right at the first down marker. We'll see what they do here. 4 on the defensive line. They do send 4.
They brought 4.
Rolling left. Firing.
Nice back shoulder throw.
Fantastic. And he's still in bounds. Running. Wow.
We're running man-to-man down the sideline. Great coverage, but it's a back shoulder throw. Only the problem is the corner does not know that's coming because he's looking at the receiver. Receiver stops, catches the ball. Just hats off to Dodge City on that. Great throw and catch.
It was a great throw and catch.
Coverage was good. Coverage was there.
Yeah, sometimes those plays just get blown open, and that was kind of one of those examples. And not only that, they got another chunk of change, another 10 yards out of it. Here's a 1st and 10 from the Triton 30-yard line. Well, we've seen them be in this territory before. They've only got 1 touchdown score from it. They got to get something rolling their way.
Yeah, to have any chance at all, remote chance, they've got to do something.
Oh, great pass defense.
Tremendous play there.
It's Jacob Camacho, the free safety, to get his hand in there.
That guy, just reaches off, hand over. It was a nice low throw away from the defender, but the defender, Camacho, just did a wonderful job. Hats off to him.
Certainly. And
he's been a great player.
Oh, he has.
Florida. He's had a great year for us. Freshman.
Oh, yes. We have an entirely new starting defensive back unit this year.
Yeah.
And we had a phenomenal defensive back unit last year. Multiple of them went on to D1 schools. One of those examples, C.J. Christian, is now at Florida International University. Saw he had a pick 6 in like week 2 of the college football season. That was awesome. So many other guys. A lot of guys headed to Florida from Iowa Central, I notice.
You know, it's fun to go to one of our practices because typically late in the week there'll always be 5 or 6 Division I assistant coaches or head coaches. Brett Bielma was on campus here last Sunday, I think it was, the coach at the University of Illinois, and the head coach there. And you know, our guys, we have a lot of guys with Power 5 offers, and some of the guys with not Power 5 are getting some really nice Division I offers. And, and there'll be a lot of our students that'll save a lot of money here for 2 years and get their AA degree and then go play NAI football or Division II football. And there's no crime in that either. They save a bunch of money and they become great players at that level as well.
Exactly. And the NJCAA is such a great system. I've heard many people say this before, that the main difference between this and FCS or FBS is about 20-25 scholarships, really.
Exactly right. Yeah.
The talent's the same.
Got a little more scholarship money than we've got, but talent-wise, we'd line up very well against any D2 or FCS school in the country, actually.
Now look at this look. They do back off. They were showing about 8 on the defensive line and a drop off a little comeback route.
Coach Conley will call that we sugar our blitz, meaning it looks like we're bringing 8, and that screws up, that makes you change your protection line of scrimmage. Then you bail at the snap and still get back to your hook zones or your curl zones. And,
I see.
And that puts the O-line in a bind, actually, and because you think you're supposed to block him, well, he just left. And now
yeah.
I got. Yep.
Certainly.
They come out here. This is a big play, 3rd and 10, and they've got tight end and 2 flankers split to the wide side, to the right side. Come back single receiver side. It'll be an interference call on us, I think, the way it looks.
Yep.
There's a penalty marker on the play.
Tough call there. And those are always so questionable. You got to really play the ball when you're there. as he tried to go for it right there, but more than likely going to be a DPI against a defense. So here we go. It should be an automatic first down inside the 15 at least.
First down.
I'll go up there and tell him the fourth quarter. I'll be up there and tell him, okay?
So coming off of this defensive pass interference right here, Coach.
Yep.
It's going to be 1st and 10, maybe even 1st and goal. Let's see how close they spot him.
Well, they're maybe gonna have it about the
15.
15-yard line. Yeah.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 15 on the Tritons side. Now you got to clamp up here.
Yeah, our Tritons have done a great job in the red zone this year. And,
Oh, yes.
you know, we're not going to back down from anybody. They come out here with basically an offset fullback and offset tailback, 2 receivers right, 1 left, slant to the nice play. They ran a double slant. The outside guy runs a slant, inside guy runs a slant. And what happens is the inside guy kind of takes the flat defender away, and the outside slant's kind of wide open there.
We got an injured player down over on the Dodge City side. It looks like it's a receiver. I missed the number, but I'll make sure to let you know once I do see it. Tell you what, on that tackle, on that coverage there was Kevontae Fowler, who's a starting right side cornerback. I did not know this up until like 2 or 3 weeks ago, Coach. He's got a twin brother also on the team named Keontae Fowler. Well, I tell you what, I think I was doubling him up on tackles through the first 2 or 3 games of this season because I had no idea. I mean, they both wear 22 and 23. They look exact same. They're identical twins. And I'm like, man, he's always all over the place. And then I realized, well, there you go. He's a twin.
Yeah,
That's
they're
why.
really good players, really fine young men. And hey, well, we have a little break here. I might just have a shout out tonight. We have our Hall of Fame inductees, and we have 3 individuals going to our Athletic Hall of Fame, and we have a team going in. Our 3 individuals, one's a gal named Morgan Brown and Gotti. Morgan Brown was an unbelievable athlete, a 2006 Fort Dodge Senior High School graduate. She played 3 sports here and was all-region in all 3. She
Whoa.
was, all-region volleyball 2 years in a row. She was all-region golf 2 years in a row, and then played basketball and was all-region in basketball her sophomore year, averaging 18 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. Then went on to, when she went to Briarcliff University, she just played basketball. So you talk about one of the most versatile athletes ever to wear the navy and white, to be, play 3 different sports for 2 seasons each, and to be all-region 5 of the 6 years.
That's
crazy?
incredible.
And she had a 3.95 GPA.
Incredible.
Then we have a rodeo student named Tanner Oss, who's ranked, I think, in the top 10 in the world in bareback riding.
Wow.
And he won the darn it. They ran a kind of a quick slanter post to the outside receiver, touchdown conks, and that makes this baby 42-15. Looks like they're going to kick it. But nice drive by them.
It's a good receiver, Jalen Rose Hanna there.
He's a good player. But getting back to this Tanner Ross in rodeo, community colleges compete against all the 4-year schools as well. We don't have a separate division. So here in bareback riding, he was 10th in the nation as a freshman, 3rd in the nation as a sophomore. Went to Missouri Valley College, nice 4-year school, has a great rodeo program in Missouri. Got 2nd in the nation as junior and won the college national championships as a senior.
No kidding.
And now he's qualified for the rodeo finals nationals in 6 different seasons. He's one of the top 10 bareback riders in the world. He's going to get inducted tonight. He was here in 2008, 9, and 2009, 10. And then there's a basketball player named Sessions Harlan that played here in 1966, 67, and 67, 68. Back before we had our campus out where our campus is now, it was at students went to Fort Dodge Senior High School. We had a wing back there. There was no on-campus housing. The students stayed in a hotel that did not commute.
Wow.
And he led our team here to Hutchinson, Kansas, in a 5th place finish in the final national men's basketball championships his sophomore year. They went to Weber State, led their team to 2 NCAA berth appearances, and Weber State was ranked 13th in the nation with Sessions Harlan spearheading the way for them. And he was for the Denver police officer for 30 years, head of their SWAT team for 9 years.
Oh, my
was
goodness.
Muhammad Ali's personal bodyguard. Whenever Muhammad Ali, the great one, the great boxer,
Wow.
came to Denver to speak, he was his bodyguard. So those are the 3 inductees into our Hall of Fame tonight, and we're excited about it.
We produce some surreal talent,
Yeah,
to
it's
say the very
unbelievable.
least. What time is the Hall of Fame induction tonight, Coach?
We've got a social from 4 to 5. We'll have some humanitarian and some non-athletic and some faculty and staff awards from 5 to 6. We'll chow down from 6 to 7. At 7 o'clock tonight is when the athletic ones start. And
Fantastic.
We always honor a team every year, and this year's team is the first women's team to ever win a national championship here. It's Dee Brown, who's still our track and field and cross country coach. Dee Brown, our head cross country coach, in 2007 and 2008, we're on those 2 teams that were back-to-back national women's cross country champions. They're going to get inducted tonight as well.
I had no idea Coach D. Brown was
He's been here for a while.
I had no idea that he helped out for the women's side of basketball.
No, I'm talking about women's cross country.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, women's
My
cross-country.
apologies.
Yep, nope.
Holy smokes.
He's probably he is the most decorated track and field student athlete or track and field coach in the country at all levels. He's won so many national championships between men and women, indoor track, outdoor track, cross country. It's crazy. Hey, I've got to get running here, Hank, but I want to stop up and thank you personally for what you add to our live streams. I appreciate what you do for us. And out there, you Triton fans listening, it's great to be part of this thing. We have 33 sports, athletic teams, athletic programs. They're all doing well, and we never forget they are student athletes. They've done a great job in school, not just on the fields or the courts.
Well, I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you very much. And you know I love to do it, so I'll continue to do so.
We appreciate it, Hank.
Well, thank you very much.
You bet.
That was Coach and Athletic Director Kevin Twait joining us for the play-by-play this evening. Getting back to the action here. We still got 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and hauling in a huge catch is Isaiah Hazlitt off a nasty 60-yard streak route. Wow. What a way to welcome myself back into the broadcast. That one thrown from Justin Silverstein. Didn't get into the end zone, but lined it up just and inches away. First and goal, minute 45 seconds remain in the third quarter. What a day it's been for the Iowa Central Tritons. I'd like to thank Coach, the athletic director, Kevin Twait, for joining us as well for the play-by-play. He was a head football coach for the Iowa Central Triton for a very long time and is very involved with all athletics as the athletic director and does a great job at Iowa Central. Here we go now. Justin Silverstein rolls out and tries to hit Desna Washington on a little curl route, standing in the end zone. Not going to go in his favor. It's incomplete. Second and goal on the 10-yard line. A minute and 18 seconds remain. It's 42-16. In the pistol, Weideman lined up as a wingback, doubles to the strong side. Walter Wilbin gets the handoff, but he's blasted before the line of scrimmage. Now, best case scenario for us and the Tritons is they call the play dead like right away. That could have brought them back even more yards, but that's just going to leave them back about a loss of 2. They did give him 3-yard loss, but okay, we'll take it. Third and goal from the 13-yard line. Walter Wilbin motions to the left as he stays in shotgun. Tritons have trips spread out to the strong side. So he'll step up, stiff arm. Justin Silverstein using his legs, and he scores. The former D1 baseball star gets a rushing touchdown today for the Iowa Central Tritons. Justin Silverstein, you can count that as a 13-yard rushing touchdown, and the second rushing touchdown today for the Iowa Central Tritons.
Congolo Buenankamba in to attempt the extra point.
Congolo Buenankamba to go ahead for the extra point. He's 100% today for extra points. He's kicked 6 so far. Here's the 7th. Camacho gets a nice hold on it. And that's good, right through the upright. 49-16, 34 seconds remain in quarter number 3. And that Triton band is loud and proud. The cheerleaders flipping and dancing. It's a great day to be a Triton. And like Coach Twait said, got the Hall of Fame induction. Going to be around 4 o'clock today. We've got a lot of really cool national talent that's going to be at that event. It's going to be at Iowa Central Campus. 49-16, 34 seconds remain. That will also be broadcasted, I do believe, right here on Triton Nation's YouTube channel following the game.
Fans concession stand has half-price hot dogs and hamburgers now until they're gone.
49-16, 34 seconds remain. If you heard that on the PA, if you're at the game live or watching it from your car in the parking lot, got half-price hot dogs and hamburgers from here on out until they're gone if you're over at Dodger Stadium. Liam Wahey will line up for the kickoff. Earlier I asked you what was the over-under for the amount of time the ball will fall over today on the kickoff attempts. So far, 3 times it's fallen over. Will it go over 4? Got a whole quarter to do so.
For the Conquistadors.
Here's Wahey with a pooch kick. Going to get it towards the 25-20. Nice return coming up. Sliding past some defenders, still on his feet. Moves past the 30 before he's forced out of bounds near the 35. On the return that time was the 8-1. (49-16) 26 seconds remain in quarter number 3. See how the Tritons will line up here.
For Dodge City.
They're going to come out in the pistol. Double spread white to the right. And a soft belly receiver to the left. That's a sack. James Williams was there, along with a company of another 3 Triton members. There goes Williams dancing over there, true freshman. Column sticks, ladies and gentlemen.
With half a sack. Andrew Portillo with the other half.
2nd and 19. That's going to close the 3rd quarter. The score is 49-16. Dodge City will have the football to begin the 4th quarter. We'll be right there in just a moment. This is Hank Ambrose for Triton Nation on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. And welcome back to your home broadcast of the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Dodge City Conquistadors. Coming off of a 2nd and 19 situation, the Conks lost 2 yards. It's 3rd and 21 now on their own 23.
3rd and 21 for the Conquistadors.
This is big here. Really tough situation to begin the 4th quarter. certainly have enough time to come back into this one. It is a 33-point ball game. What's best case scenario here for the Conquistadors is that they keep it under 35, because once it gets past 35, there will be continuous clock the rest of the way through until it becomes less than a 35-point ball game. Currently sitting in a 33-point ball game. But here come the Conks, ready to go for a punt.
Isaiah Hazlitt back deep for the Tritons.
49-16, 14 minutes and 20 seconds remain in the fourth and final quarter to play in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Hazlitt is back deep to return. He's standing on the Triton 40. Eisenberg kicks from the 8, gets it to the 33. Here's the return from Hazlitt. Cuts upside, and he'll be wrapped up. Really nice tackle by the 46. Jacarius Scott, who's their weak side linebacker. He's who had that personal foul earlier, the helmet-to-helmet contact. He's a great player for them. It's good to see he's been able to play the rest of today. First and 10 from the 32-yard line now for the Iowa Central Tritons. This is their third drive of the second half. Coming out of their last offensive drive where Justin Silverstein had a 13-yard rushing touchdown. He also had a big bomb over to the left towards Hazlitt, I believe. We've gotten so many receivers involved today, I'm almost forgetting who's done what today. Speak of the devil, there's Desna Washington. He's going to have a big play, and that's going to move the chains for another Triton first down. Under 14 minutes to play, and the clock's ticking. In the pistol, trips to the left, and a lone receiver out right. Cloud coverage near the 45. Oh my goodness, what a throw and catch. They're wrestling for the ball. Now that was clearly Desna who made the catch. She did a little spin in the air and came down with the football. You can tell how much Silverstein loves to throw to the big fella, Desna Washington. Doubles to the left. In the pistol, heavy look to the weak side. 3 straight plays, 3 straight receptions for Desna Washington, all with little dink and dunk curl routes. Oh my goodness. That's also 3 straight first downs for Desna. 13-15 remains, 49-16, and the Tritons are approaching the red zone on the Dodge City side. They're going to stick in this zone coverage. It really hasn't worked out too well for them today. So they're trying to find some leeway against the Tritons. There's Jaden Washington. Going to have a really nice carry. Jaden Washington has a really awesome story of never giving up. As a freshman who's a second-team All-American, had multiple Division I offers. Started up his second season as a starting tailback for Iowa Central. Early on in the season, he tore his ACL, had to sit out the rest of the season. He's back now for his third year, granted due to COVID eligibility. There's Travis Isaacs, excuse me.
Brought down by 11.
And he's here now playing in his third year. Just fantastic, leading the committee that the Iowa Central Tritons have been running. It's a hell of a kid, too. 12 minutes, 15 seconds remain, 49-16. In the gun, doubles. Well, an inside man, actually. There's a soft side wide receiver just above the left tackle. Uh-oh. Quarterback counter play. Looked like it was just a muffed play. Going to lose a lot of yards now. Uh-oh. And Silverstein had nowhere to go. Couldn't tell you what, but it just looked like there's some sort of confusion on the play. Looked like originally it was either going to be a read option or maybe a handoff of some sort, but I don't know. Couldn't tell. You could just tell it was one of those plays that just didn't look right at all from the get-go. 11 minutes, 25 seconds remain in the pistol. Doubles on each side. A flag is thrown. Maybe a legal motion against the offense. Let's see here.
The offense. Your penalty. Second down.
Yep. It's going to move him back 5 yards. 2nd and 19 from the 24. See. Jace Weideman is in now. There's a handoff, bouncing outside. There he goes. Stay on his feet. Jaden Washington. It's becoming quite a physical game today. I see a player limping off. 32.
21-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 16.
Here's a 3rd and 16 from the 21 now. 10 minutes and 35 seconds remain. In the pistol. Wide doubles to the left and twins to the right. Back to pass, going to the end zone. Looking for it is Desna. Oh, he made the catch, but I don't believe a foot was down.
Pass to Desna Washington, ruled out of bounds.
It wasn't. He was ruled out of bounds. Shoot. Really nice throw, really nice catch, just a little off.
Brings up 4th down.
Bring up 4th down now. Now, if you go for this field goal, you're up 36 points, and that continuous clock rule plays into effect, but looks like the Tritons are looking to go for it. They mean business. Lone Ranger in the backfield. Back to pass, Silverstein, he steps up, he's looking to the left corner of the end zone, and he got it! He got it! Where are the hands?
Incomplete.
Oh, baloney. Saying he bubbled it. Baloney.
Turn it over on down.
Come on. Not a fan. The refs have been fantastic today. That's one that was missed. Travis Isaac was robbed of a touchdown there. He would have been the 5th receiver there to catch a touchdown pass today for the Tritons. He bobbled it. He had it. Looks like the Tritons called a timeout. Is that what I hear? We'll keep it right here. Now, got to give credit to the referee. He did bobble it, but to me, he had control, man. From my point of view, I saw it. I saw him reach in. I thought I saw him even tug it in. Now, that's the misconception that a lot of people get with the bobble rule. When going into the end zone as a wide receiver trying to catch a receiving touchdown, bobble it and catch it and go out of bounds, then there's a chance, like as in just catch it, put both hands on it, that possibly is not going to count as a touchdown. But if you tug it in to show you have control, because that's what it's about control. If you tug it in to show that you have control, then it's a touchdown. As I just heard, the play is under review. And Tritons must have called that timeout just for that to truly happen. As all touchdowns, I wish, were under review. 49-16, under 10 minutes to play here. So we're waiting for the review and the call. So they're going over to check it out over there on what exactly happened. I don't know. I think he was in. Now, NJCAA rules, you just need 1 foot in bounds. As long as you got both hands on the ball and tugged in to show that you had control, you should be good. It's all about control. So they're going over and checking it out over there. There's a Little video screen. It's near the 25-yard line over on the home side. It'll be close, but I'd put my money on that he has it. Once again, like you said, or like you heard me from earlier, Tritons, including this game, they got 2 more games to follow for the rest of the regular season. They'll be home on the 29th to take on the Iowa Western Reavers. That's going to be a huge battle, as that one to me is always my most anticipated battle of the year in nearly any sport. Football, Iowa Central versus Iowa Western is just so huge. The rivalry is so much fun. It gets intense, that's for sure, and got to be excited to see what that outcome will be. And then on the 5th of November, their final regular season game will be on the road against Highland Community College, and hopefully they'll be in for bid to play in the Graphic Edge Bowl game. Okay, here's the call. Incomplete pass. That's what they'll call incomplete pass. It's going back to Dodge City. So you can count that as a turnover on downs against the Tritons. And yeah, I do see some sub players in for the Tritons. Are we missing a guy? Got 3, got 7, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we look good. And we also see a sub mix in for the Conks. And flag is thrown on the first play where the subs come in. You can expect defensive pass interference. Going to be against the 23 for the Tritons, Tracy Davis.
Number 23, automatic first down.
Yep, automatic first down and 15 yards for the Conquistadors. You can hear that band still ringing loud. We got 9 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Tritons are up 49-16. In the gun with doubles to his strong side. The new quarterback in is number 7, Deron King. King will fire outside and it sails over the head. Pass intended that time for Jalen Rose Hanna, who's been by far the best receiver of the day for the Conks. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns.
Intended for Jalen Rose Hanna.
2nd and 10 from the 36. In the gun, handoff, Chester, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. Looks like Blake Lively. I do it again. I do it every week. Brian Lively. I joked with Brian in practice earlier. You got any relation to Blake Lively, star actress? Nope.
Charles Hodges on this stop.
3rd and 11, 9:25 remains.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Brian Lively with the last tackle there. Here's a huge down. Doubles on each side. Conk stay in the gun. Back to pass. Trying to go short, but ended up going too short as it goes into the turf. The wind has certainly started to die down here, and I can feel the sun is getting hotter. It really has came up and is shining down now. It's glistening off the helmets as well. It's a cool effect. I like that. 49-16, 9:04 remains in the fourth quarter.
For the Conquistadors.
Eisenberg to punt for Dodge City. Back to return is Isaiah Hazlitt. Let's see a punt block today. Tritons have been close twice. Get there, get there, get there. Oh, nearly. Kick is in the air, bouncing back to the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Punt sails into the end zone. Tritons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 8 minutes and 55 seconds remain. A new quarterback in. Appears to be trying to check the number. It is. Going to be a handoff. That's to Kane Smith. Running the ball forward. He's a hard runner, dude. So he keeps trucking his way through. New quarterback in is Logan Williams out of St. Louis, Missouri.
That was Kane Smith on the carry for the Tritons.
See who else I see out there.
Give him 7 on the play.
There's something interesting. Zane Johnson is out there as the X receiver. He's who had the first reception of the day. It blew my mind. I was Zane Johnson, wow. We don't get to see him start that much, but he got in right away, got the start, made the first grab.
Brought down in the backfield.
So Kane Smith going to Kane Smith going to be brought down in the backfield. Loss of 2. It's 3rd and 5 from the 25.
Curious Scott.
That was a carry of Scott on the tackle.
Makes it 3rd and 5 for the Tritons.
.745 remains in the pistol. Jace Weideman goes in motion as a tight end to the right of the right tackle. With a hard count. Gonna call the play dead. Let's see the call here.
False start. Offense.
They'll call a false start on the
5
offense
yards.
against Jace Weideman, who motioned earlier as a tight end to that right side. Just jumped a little early. 7.5 remains. 49-16. In the gun with doubles to the right and a lone receiver left. Back to pass. Uh-oh, got a roll. Williams just lets it go. Oh.
Pass is incomplete.
The refs are going to talk about it. Maybe think about. It was kind of close to being a intentional grounding. You can kind of still see them whispering about it. It wasn't called, so can't pull it out now. Here we go now with a 3rd and long.
We have intentional grounding.
Oh, it is intentional grounding.
Of the offense.
Number 12. Number 10 there, coach. Or ref. Third and 10.
Holden Miller in punt formation for the Tritons.
Here we go. Punt is up. Oh, return from the 27, taking it all the way and scores. What a play that was. Wow.
Gephardt for a touchdown.
That's a touchdown. What a wild play. Went straight up in the air, had a net punt of about 22 yards, hit the turf hard, and then picked it right up, and 14 waltzed in. That's Jackson Gebhardt on the return. .29-22 before the PAT. It's a 27-point ball game. They're faking it. Try to spin around, and that's a fumble. Got to jump on it. Be hit hard.
Version is no good.
I don't like that. Just go for 2 from the 2-yard line.
Iowa Central 49.
Make it a 3-possession ball game. Go for 2 from the 10-yard line. I don't see the sense in going for the same trick play you did in the first half. 49-22, 7 minutes and 3 seconds remain in quarter number 4. There we got a Star Wars theme going on over on the IC3 marching band. As we wait for the kickoff coming in.
Holden Eisenberg to kick off for the Conquistadors.
From the 35-yard line.
Isaiah Haslett, Travis Isaac back deep. for the
Haslett and Isaac are back deep for the Tritons. Taking a look at some scores around the Midwest. Number 18 Illinois beat Minnesota 26-14. That's last week. Hang on. Here we go. Ohio State's up on top of Iowa, 40-10. Cincinnati's beating SMU 29-14. Wake Forest over Boston College. That's what they got so far through 145. There's the kickoff.
Kick into the end zone.
It's into the end zone.
5-yard line.
It'll be a touchback to the 25-yard line for the Tritons. Just 7 minutes and 3 seconds remains, 49-22. Inside zone. It's Kane Smith on the carry again. Tough kid. Had a helmet come off as well. It's a right tackle out there. Noah Howard.
That was Kane Smith on the carry for the Tritons.
Gain of 2 yards. It's a 2nd and 8 now from
2 on the play. brings
the
up
27. Pistol doubles to the strong side. Send a man in motion. Back to pass. Throws to his right. Tipped in the air, and that's going to be batted down. Dominic Cisneros was the intended receiver on the play. 3rd and 8. 6.5 minutes remain. Dominic, he's a real good kid. I remember before I graduated, I had a comp class with him. He's been really working hard throughout his days as an Iowa Central football season in his sophomore season. Smith motions off to the strong side. Over the middle to Dominic Cisneros. Makes a catch, grab, and run as he'll cross the 50-yard line. Go, Dom.
Dominic
Oh, no, he's holding his arm now.
Tetros on the catch. That'll be a Triton first down.
It looks like it's a forearm he's holding. He's asking for a new receiver to come in. Desna's wrapped up. He's ready to go. Oh, I also see an injury over on the Conquistador side in 21. Dominic looks okay. He's getting looked at by the trainer at his forearm. 21 over on their side. Jonathan Wiltshire is the DB that's down as they help him up, and now he's walking to his own power. He's putting some pressure on his right hip. It looks like he's okay. 6:21 remains. 49-22. I tell you what, I've had the luxury of seeing a lot of different scouts here. Trying to see who could be available to join their D1 roster.
Jonathan Wiltshire nicked up on the play for the Conquistadors.
49-22, 6:15 remains. In the gun, handoff. Is that Kane Smith again? Yeah. Smith will blast forward.
Kane Smith on the carry.
Looks like for a little gain.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
That'll bring up 2nd and 8 from the 49-yard line on the Dodge City side. Oh, look at this. Cadillac formation. They hand off Kane Smith, who moves to his right. Does he have a first down? He might. He bounced off tackle. Really nice ball carrier vision. Let's see what he has here. Looks like he's going to be short 3 yards. His knee must have touched.
5 brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 from the 44. 5:15 remains. Look at this once again. Showing the Cadillac formation. They motion out Kane Smith to the weak side. Washington is in. So he'll haul in the catch. Ooh! Big hit outside. That hit brought to you by number 3, Aubrey Williams. Noah Howard's helmet comes off again. Must be an issue with Howard's helmet. So they'll have a man check back in for him. Under 5 minutes to play.
Loss of 1 on the previous play brings up 4th and 4.
Fourth and 4 from the 45-yard line. On the Conquistador side. Big play here to keep the clock ticking. Hand off to Washington. Tries to find a hole, but he can't. And he'll be swallowed up. There's a turnover on downs.
Washington on the carry. That made by Michael Durrett.
It's Michael Durrett on the tackle. Well, here you go. If you're Dodge City, you may have just one last go-around to try to bring the score within 20 points. It is a 27-point ball game. Never say never. That is still 4 possessions at the very least. I'd say improbable that they come back out of this one. They can give their best effort, that's for sure. Try to go out with a bang. They do lose, they will fall to 3-5 on the season for Dodge City. The Tritons will move up to 5-3. Muff snap, rolling to his right. Luckily had a little scat route, roaming into the flats. Otherwise, he would have had to just eat the tackle coming in from 94. What's that? James Yelbert. Here's a 2nd and 10 now. Ball on the 44. In the gun, double spread wide and a lone receiver to the left. Tritons showing a 3-4 look, zone coverage. That's what they've done primarily all of today, that zone coverage. It has stopped the Conquistadors. Haven't been able to find an answer unless a blown play had happened or a miraculous catch has happened. Over the middle of the field, nada. Nothing was there. 4.5 minutes remain where the clock is stopped.
Pass intended for Stark, incomplete. Elijah Graham on coverage for the Tritons.
Third and 10. Doubles each side. Got a Twins look to the weak side of the package. That passes off as well. Intended for Jalen Rose Hanna. That very well may be it of the Conquistador offense today. Here's a punt unit from each side.
Hazlitt back deep for the Tritons.
Hazlitt will be back to return. So he'll stand on the Triton 15. We'll wait for the punt once again. I'd like to shout out the volleyball team for all the success they've had so far this season. Ranked at number 5 in NJCAA volleyball. Caitlin Steffes earlier this week became the all-time kill leader for the Iowa Central Tritons in career kills. And Jory Hayek, she moved up to number 6 all-time for career digs for the Tritons. Every single year, Coach Horn and the Iowa Central Tritons produce so much talent. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. Ball ends up on the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, 4 minutes and 18 seconds to be played. We got a new quarterback in. This fella's name is Bryce Aspengren from Polk City, Iowa. As that one's going to be away, intended for Dominic Cisneros. It's good to see he's checked back into the ball game after it looked like he could have been injured.
Intended for Dominic Cisneros.
(49-22). Aspengren, talk about scout quarterbacks. He's been the lead guy for the scout team. He's got a nice arm on him. Here's a handoff now. Might have been Kane Smith again. See the jersey number here.
Kane Smith on the carry.
It was Kane Smith. Under 4 minutes to play. It's a 3rd and 4 opportunity from the 21.
Bryce Aspengren in quarterback now for the Tritons.
Go Aspengren. Motion Kane Smith to his right. Pulls it from his belly. Play action pass off the swing. Looks like a gain of 1, maybe 2. It's going to be 4th and short. And Tritons will show punt.
Swing pass complete to Tyler Schneckelberg.
Tyler Schneckelberg with the last reception.
Brings up 4th down. Coleman Miller in
49-22, 2:55 on the clock. With that last catch, by the way, that makes it 1, 2, 3, 6 guys today who have completed a pass for the Tritons. 6. It's absurd. One of them being a wide receiver in Cal Weideman. 49-22, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain. Dodge City take over 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line heading into the north. Goes that band. See how they'll take the field. Sticking with their sub players. King remains their quarterback. Come out in the gun with doubles on the right side. A lone receiver out to his left. Inside zone, bouncing outside and running on his feet. Now that is the original backup tailback. But he's got to start most of this game because of that injury earlier. Chester with a big spiking run. It's Daniel Cortez who forced him out of bounds on the Triton side.
Gain of 5 on the play, brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 6. Here's a 2nd and 4 from the 32 now. In the gun, doubles to the right. Lone receiver to the left with a tight end in the mix. Oh, really nice form tackle.
7 on the carry.
Getting the tackle that time was 16. Xavion Reese from Lafayette, Indiana.
Timeout for an injured.
We got an injured offensive lineman on the field now. On the Dodge City side, it's number 73. It's Dimitri Robinson I have, a true freshman. They'll get him checked out. Looks like he's got a leg issue. They're going to check out. Looks like his left leg is causing him pain. I'll make sure to keep with you to make sure he gets off the field, and then it appears to be okay.
I'm sorry, that was Dimitri Robinson.
Subbing in for him will be Daniel Barker, who started at guard today. So he'll also help him out on the field. He's hobbling. Best of wishes that he ends up okay. Never like to see anyone go down, especially when you're late into the ball game. Late in the season, it wears on your body. It's tough. He gets a round of applause on the Dodge City side. Third and 2, 1:55 remaining in the ball game. Looks like a pistol. Pistol look, doubles to the strong side. Lone wolf to the left. Read option, quarterback keeper. Oh, wow, this might be close. This is close. See where they place the ball.
King on the carry.
You're going to place it at the 40. Okay. So he will be short. It's actually going to be a gain of nothing. I thought he would have got a little something out of it. 4th and 2 from the 40-yard line.
Play brings up.
They're going for it. 1 minute and 10 seconds remain. Chips to the strong side. Empty receiver to the left. And Dodge City will call a timeout with 53 seconds remaining.
Second of the half.
That's their second of the half. They have 1 remaining. The Tritons called 1 timeout earlier. They have 2 remaining. Dodge City with a good crowd today. Tell you what, I ought to say, props to Dodge City for coming out. Tough battle on the road against the Iowa Central Tritons, as the losing streak will be snapped.
Colton Eisenberg in punt formation for Dodge City.
They're going to come out and look to punt. Colton Eisenberg pairs up with Isaiah Hazlitt, who's back deep, to return for the Tritons. Here's the punt. This one got a lot of Y-axis. Gets to the 20, the 15-10. Uh-oh, bobbled it. Going to be down on his 5-yard line. 43 seconds remain. You can milk the clock out here. While we wait for the Triton offense to take the field, let's go over the touchdowns we saw today. The 3 touchdowns we saw today over on the Conquistador side, Conquistador side. Well, first off, I'd like to say we saw a 47-yard field goal from Gerbhardt, a 19-yard receiving touchdown from Jalen Rose Hanna. Well, I also saw Gerbhardt get that punt return touchdown. So, yeah, the guy that kicked that 47-yard field goal had that punt return touchdown as well. That was pretty absurd. I had one more here. I'm missing it. Moving over to the Iowa Central Tritons side, Desna Washington had a 62-yard receiving touchdown, 13-yard receiving touchdown for Jamarian Wheeler. That's going to be an inside zone. So run probably just one more play, and that'll be it. We also saw a 74-yard rushing touchdown from James Washington. Jaden Washington.
That'll be the last play of the ball game.
Colton Hogue had a fade route that went for 5 yards. That was a touchdown.
Reminder fans,
Justin Silverstein had a rushing touchdown that went for 13 yards. George Sims had a 3-yard touchdown.
Thank you for coming. Please have a safe drive home.
And then a 42-yard receiving touchdown that got sent from to Walter Wilbin from Justin Silverstein. That's the ball game. Final score 49-22. Before I go, thank you all for tuning in today for Triton Nation's coverage of your Triton Nation home broadcast. Big shout out to the Iowa Central TV and radio production crew for coming out today. I saw Donnie on the camera a whole lot, and thank you to Rusty and the trailer for producing today's stream. Tritons win, and they look to take on the Iowa Western Reavers next week home for a 2:30 p.m. kickoff. Till next time, I'm Hank Ambrose for Triton Nation on Triton Nation's YouTube channel.